All right, dudes and dudettes, we are back with more Malevolent Movies presents The Fight for Summer Fright. It's the June Summer Slam, so you know what that means. Oh yeah, Gastronaut Camp is here with a beach movie, so grab your towels, your sunblock, and your harpoon guns, because we're out here hunting down the 2003 film, Aquanoids.
Hey everybody, welcome. Oh, this is so exciting. I've been looking forward to this for quite a while. It is the very first installment of our 3-month-long, all summer long Fight for Summer Fright. And we are kicking things off. We've got Nick and Joe. They are a team, and we've got they're kicking everything off. Their movie. This was their choice, their pick. Joe is in the house with us tonight to defend it. Or not.
Yeah. And let me tell you, we are going to be battling hard for this summer series. We are going to be taking your panties. We're going to be paintballing your outside cabins. We're going to be taking pond scum out of the pond and throwing it at you. No, those we won't touch. Just the outside cabins.
Thank you, Joe.
Yeah, no problem.
Well, Joe,
we're excited.
Well, why don't you tell us about your movie and the little they're not keywords, but the rules you had to follow.
Yeah, so with mine, basically the two big restrictions me and Nick had in choosing movies was they couldn't be from 1970 to 79 or 1980 to 89, which kind of axes out like a lot of like the almost VHS era of horror.
Yeah, that was a hell of a blow for you guys, actually. I know. Anyway, thanks for tuning in, everybody. Next week.
Good night. Next week, it's me and Zach's pick.
Yeah. I just decided not to pick anything. I decided to pick my nose. So instead, we decided to pick 2003's epic cult hit Aquanoids. These are some noids that can't be avoided. Let me tell you, I think this is a great movie.
How many noid jokes are you gonna make today, Joe?
Maybe just a couple more. It was funny whenever he took those hostages.
So Joe, are you referring to the old and I guess new, because I just saw a new commercial, Domino's mascot, the Noid? Or is there someone?
Yes. No, there was a schizophrenic man who thought his TV was talking to him and he took some hostages to make Domino's stop. But he's dead now, so they can use that character again.
They can use the character of that guy?
Yeah, the Noid, yes.
No, not the Noid, the guy that thought the TV was talking to him.
Yeah, yeah. His last name was Noid, so he knew they were telling people to avoid him in public because he was muttering
next time
to
you
himself.
order a pizza from Domino's, instead of bringing the pizza to you, they kidnap you and take you to an indiscriminate location to eat the pizza.
Yeah, just take me to the cheese, please, Domino's. Just take me to the cheese.
Oh, you're going to have toppings, Joe Buckley. You're going to have toppings. You're going to have sausage. You're going to have pimento loaf. You're going to have Aquanoid skin. You're going to have pork roast.
No pineapple, please. I'll take the Aquanoid skin.
Right off the bat, though, I have an issue with the title because, really, without spoiling it yet, it being plural is a bit of a misnomer. I'm pretty sure there's just one true, fully grown Aquanoid in this.
I mean, there might be two.
There's two.
There might be a second one. I get very confused, and we'll have to talk about it later on. I get very confused by the amount of Aquanoids in this movie.
Because there comes a point. I felt like it was potentially endless, but they oftentimes used it as a singular. Like, I'm going to get you, Aquanoid, especially Jimbo.
Right,
I'm going to get you. I'm going to put you on my wall.
Yeah. You think we're going to make Jimbo soup, Aquanoid? I think he says that at one point.
I think he does.
I will say that it's a terrible sequence.
I will say this right out the gate. Sean still has to watch and rate this. Joe and Nick do not rate their own movie. You're doing pretty good right now, Joe. You guys are doing pretty good. This was a strong start. I'm surprised. I enjoyed it. I don't think that the critical consensus is going to be enjoyment, but I was surprised. And I am glad to see that. Well, at least I could say for Trevor and Zach, we'll see what Sean has to say. But it's not like a unanimous opinion here. There was some dissent between Trevor and Zach.
There was some Aquanoid hate. I understand.
I'm in the same camp. No pun intended, because we are in camps, and I guess we'll get to that here in a second. But when I saw the poster and I saw the title, I thought right away, crappy sci-fi type of thing, and this is not.
Yeah. It's got a little bit of charm.
It doesn't have Sci-Fi Channel money, even believe it or not. Like that's a thing, Sci-Fi Channel money.
Yeah.
It doesn't have that.
They get a lot of use out of that wide angle lens, almost fisheye.
Yeah.
I mean, I was gonna say, I think whenever they go underwater and get attacked, every attack sequence is the same one played over and over again.
Yes, it's just the shots are probably in different orders and stuff.
Yeah.
But before we get into that, there is a component to the June Summer Slam. Each month is its own series. This one was all about the location, the summer setting. This month's episodes, there's 20 points devoted to summer setting. Whereas that isn't for any of the other 2 months. Summer setting is exclusive to this as well as box art bonus, the summer soundtrack, and 10 points for the summer spirit, which that's for every month's event. But for the June Summer Slam, there's a special thing, the summer movie trope bonus.
And I think me and Swartz are coming in hot on this one.
Okay, so before you go into it, it's 2 points for every trope. We have to, not unanimously, but we vote on it to see which tropes actually fit that feeling. And it's up to 20 points max, so up to 10 tropes could be added. So you could get up to 20 points added to your total score, Joe. So
and I'm going to be gunning for those points.
Why don't you go one by one, make a little argument, and then we'll vote on it.
All right. So it's City Slickers versus Journalist.
Is that a trope?
Could you elaborate a little bit more? Give us some context for the audience at home.
Yeah. I don't know what about Slickers versus Journalists.
It's normally like it's like a big thing in like a summer movie where like a journalist like comes into like a little sleepy town and he's kind of digging up muck and dirt.
And so are you saying that specifically the townies are upset by this though?
Well, I mean, in some movies they are. In this one, they don't really know what's happening. But
I don't think Joe means versus. I think Joe means big city reporter comes to town and the jagaloons get in front of the camera.
Yes.
Oh, I saw that Aquanoid. He had sex with my sister. Like that type of thing. Is that what you're saying?
He took my chickens.
Sure. It happens in the movie, but I don't. Peter Benchley's got 2 seconds in Jaws. It's never brought up again. I can't think offhand too many times where that's enough that I would call it a trope of any kind.
Well, let's put it to the vote. I would assume that Joe and Nick automatically count as 2. Ryan, we will say that your vote counts as 2 for Sean. Hopefully Sean consents to this. So I'm gonna guess that's 2 against for Ryan. Sean.
I'm gonna say 2 against because I don't even think that's a trope.
Okay.
For summer movie.
Nick Zach and Trevor. And you don't have to agree. You can have different opinions.
I'm gonna say no.
Yeah, I'm also going to say no.
Only because we can come up with like maybe 1 or 2 examples, and that's about it.
I'm going to say yes, but that's because I can't come up with any examples, but I feel like I've seen it before, and you've already lost. So there you go, Joe.
Okay, well, thank you. At least someone's on my side.
No problem, Joe.
Oh my gosh, you got more tropes.
Okay.
Yeah, what's up?
Close the beaches. Take down those beaches. Don't let the beaches up.
You're really bad at explaining this.
Close the beach ripoff trope is more of what you're saying.
Well, yeah, that's a big trope, though.
I'll vote yes to that.
I'll vote for that as well.
Yeah.
Okay, you got 2 bonus points here, Buckley.
Okay. The corrupt mayor.
Is that a standalone? I feel like that falls into the last one a little bit.
Well, this guy, he's like covering up dead bodies. He's like trying to build this big old shopping mall.
He's got a lot of cash in his desk for any rainy day assassination.
Yeah, right.
Here's my thing with that, Joe. This whole thing is just specific. That's not a trope so much as a specific Jaws ripoff. That didn't exist before Jaws. The idea of
mayor?
No, the idea of the mayor specifically wanting to cover up the sea damage happening to tourists because it's going to take away the tourist dollars. After Jaws, you saw that in all kinds of nature run amok movies like Grizzly, Piranha, etc.
But does that not constitute a trope then?
I was saying I feel like that still makes it a trope.
I would say though that the mayor covering up goes hand in hand with the close the beaches thing.
Sure.
You know what I mean? Otherwise, I mean,
okay. What about 1 point?
This would be covered.
Are we willing to give him 1 point for it?
I would vote yes, give him a point because it is not the mayor trying to close the beach at all, right?
Yeah. Well, yeah,
that's true. He's just trying to cover it up.
My thing is, there's like 7 or 8 Jaws ripoff things throughout this movie.
Yeah. Well, this is a Jaws ripoff, so I mean, it would go hand in hand.
but I'm saying that can't count as like 6 tropes.
Sure.
You know, we can't dissect like, oh, the whip rips off Jaws and Jaws 2 with the picture thing. If you're doing that, I would say Jaws ripoff is a trope by itself, which would include closing the beaches, which would include a mayor covering things up. Because it does like 6 more Jaws ripoff things. And if each one of those is a trope, that's like 7 tropes that just come from Jaws.
I'm willing to give Joe a point for it because because of the whole not closing of the beach, sorry, but for like we're gonna get the supermarket, we're gonna get this. And he's implying things that we don't even see in the movie because he kisses his little plans. He's like, I'm going to be a millionaire. And it's like, it has nothing to do with what we're doing.
There's oil in this shopping mall.
Does that have anything to do with keeping the beaches open? Like, we don't even know.
Well, if like he says, if we don't have 25,000 tourists, we're going to lose the investors and we're not going to be able to open. And so therefore closing the beaches means no 25,000 tourists, which means no investor group, which means he won't get to open his thing. So they do correlate.
It's clearly been a long time since a Man with No Brain recording.
Yeah.
I'm voting to give Joe 1 point.
I'll give 1 point. That's fine.
Okay.
So
sure.
You're up to 3 now.
All right.
What's the next trope?
The Eco Warrior. So basically, it's just it's a thing in summer movies of basically just the eco-friendly people just trying to help the beaches, save the beaches.
Well, you could say that with deforestation. It translates to beyond beaches.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
How about let's go to the next
forest.
one. Let's go to the next one. We'll come back to that one.
All right. Skinny dipping.
Okay, I'll give you that.
Yeah, it's hard to.
Yeah.
Okay, 5 points there. Or 5 total. What's next, Joe? Give us a couple more heavy hitters like that one.
Okay. The secret beach pot hangout. So it's just a cool little area. It's like a cool place where the teens go to smoke and get high and drink and do debauchery.
I think because it's a dedicated place where they just could go to do all that shit. Yeah, sure.
Yeah, I'll be generous.
It's not. I'm not saying. I don't think it should be called specifically. Oh, it's the hidden beach trope,
right? Because
it's like the cool. It's like the secret teen hangout spot,
right?
Trope.
Okay, I'm not good with words. I'm sorry.
Because it's not really
like
a
if
secret.
you had a, but if you had like a makeout point, it would be the same thing.
Yeah. Lover's Lane type of thing.
Yeah.
It's not
just
a beach thing, but that's a summer type of trope.
Yeah.
Whether they're on a beach or they're just partying out, there's always a Lover's Lane.
Yeah.
Yep.
I'll give it to you.
The Lover's Seagrass.
You know.
What you got for Joe?
Yeah. The reporter having sex for lead. Oh, yeah, that's in all kinds of summer movies. Just doing the nasty for the big scoop.
0 points. No. So if I watch 10 summer movies, Joe, and at least 5 of them are they're going to have a reporter fucking someone for money? Because a trope is something
not for money, for the big scoop.
For the leads.
Is that going to, if I grab this comedy, Hard Bodies, and I grab fucking Summer Rental.
Oh, you remember, I was going to say, you remember when John Candy fucks that guy in Summer Rental.
Bill Murray, John Candy fucks Bill Murray in Caddyshack.
A trope is something that happens more than it doesn't. That's what makes it a trope.
I would say
that happens all the time in summer movies, Joe.
I would argue that
happens a lot.
I would argue that is a trope for reporters in movies,
right?
But not for summer movies.
Yeah,
so summer movie. You get an A for effort, Joe, but no points.
And also, how many of these tropes did you come up with on your own, Joe?
Most of them.
Okay.
He didn't say all of them, though.
From my understanding of the situation, I don't think Mr. Schwartz has been involved very much up until this point. So I think Aquanoids is Joe's selection, and I mean, again, Joe, I'm assuming that you've done the tropes yourself.
Yes.
Don't hang your head in shame. You got 7 points.
Okay, that's not bad. Oh, and then
do you have any more?
I put big boobies.
I mean, you already get points for skinny dipping.
Yeah,
big boobies.
Sometimes they ain't big.
Sure.
Can 1 point?
I'm not going to give him a point for big boobies.
Oh, wait, hold on a second. Are you talking about
he's got to give me more context.
Just all kinds of boobies all over the screen in these cool summer movies.
Because if you were going to say giant, grotesquely large breasts that are clearly fake or something in summer movies, I would give you a point for that because there is it the woman at the beginning that has clearly fake breasts.
Yeah, she was atrocious. Yeah.
Gotta remember this for our picks.
I couldn't look at her.
I'm willing to give 1 point, but that I only with critical consensus on that.
Okay.
Because I feel like with the Piranha 3DD, that type of stuff, that's what I'm thinking.
Oh, yeah.
Sure. And, and the movie I just mentioned, Hard Bodies. I mean, summer movies in general, whether it's horror, whether it's comedy, it's part of the beach world. And the beach world with low-budget exploitation movies means I know what I'm going to get with this movie. And I know I'm going to get scantily clad women, usually with large breasts.
Yeah.
How about this, Joe? We give you a point for that, but we don't give you 2 points for whatever that other one was that we skipped.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Everybody agree to that? Is everybody okay with that?
Yep.
All right. 8 points, Buckley. 8 points.
Okay. That's not bad.
That isn't bad.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Now let's launch into the sucker unless anybody else has any thoughts they want to gurgle out.
No, I'm good. Let's just go.
No, I'm fine.
Let's just get started.
Okay.
Oh, man.
We open the film with a zero-budget recreation of the opening of Jaws. We're back in 1987, a simpler time when the first Starbucks opens, and Never Gonna Give You Up is blaring on the radio.
Did you look that up?
I did look that up.
You're Never Gonna Give You Up is from Rick Astley. It was in 1980. That was Summer 80.
Yeah, that troll song. Yep.
That troll song.
Yeah. Because people will say, like...
from.
Yeah. People will say, like, hey, I've got this cool link to some hardcore pornography. Just click it, and then you get somebody singing instead.
For some reason, I thought you were implying that it's in the movie Troll.
No.
Joe's never seen that movie.
No, I don't believe in trolls.
No.
Any kind of trolling online or offline.
We didn't watch any horror movies.
Okay.
Anyway, yeah, you're right. 87. I'm going to fact check the shit out of you, Joe. I told you that. After listening to a lot of the dribble lately on...
Starbucks opened in 71, not 87.
On the Wikipedia page, 1987. Wikipedia says...
July 1987, Never Gonna Give You Up. So we'll assume, all right. We'll assume that opens in July.
Okay.
27,
All right.
1987.
What Wikipedia did you read? This one says 1971.
I looked up the year 1971
Starbucks
or 1987.
opened its first locations outside of Seattle in 87.
Okay.
That's fair. I'll give it to you.
Yeah.
So it finally hit California.
Frappuccinos.
So Babylon, California.
Yeah. I say plastic straws for everyone. All right. So a young couple is engaging in the passion of the summer when a sex pest leers at them with a pair of binoculars. Before we get 2 minutes into the film, the lady takes off her top underwater, probably luring the Aquanoid in closer. The bush pervert has to watch in horror as the man is dragged underwater, and the woman is dragged slightly in the water.
What did you just send us, Trevor?
I just got sent this on Facebook.
From who?
from some random Thai person.
Oh, yeah. I'll check this out. All right.
Sorry, audience at home. Trevor's just sharing pornography with us.
Yeah. This is some hardcore pornography. These are some big booty ladies. Yeah.
Oh, God.
And they do have some dick in them.
I'll just take you guys' word for it.
I'm okay with that.
Definitely thought it was going to be... Never going to give you up.
Have any of you been getting a bunch of spam text messages lately?
Not really.
I get a lot.
I don't know if I'm on some fucking list somewhere. I have been getting spam left, right, and center.
Where it's like 100 people in the text, and then you'll get like one person who like you delete them.
And now I'm getting shit on Facebook.
Yeah, I've been getting a lot of that too, and calls in general.
No.
Yeah.
Well, anyway, Joe, continue.
I got a really good one. It was like somebody was like, "Hey, gorgeous, I want to see you." So I'm like, "Yeah, I'm a cool businessman. Just send some pics, please." And she's like, "No, turn on your webcam so I can see you masturbate." And I'm like, "No, I'm shitting in the toilet." I just want some pics.
God, Joe, Jesus.
Yeah. Welcome to Toilet Talk with Joe.
Here, boys.
This is why Joe hasn't been on the last 3 episodes, everybody.
What? Just for the shitting talk? All right, so it's 16 long years later, and our lead Vanessa is shacked up with one of the local cops, Bruce. Now there was a big the cops are really hard to keep track of. There's so many of them. They all look the same. They're just jiggling their guns around. It was just hard to tell who was who.
I thought there were only 2.
Yeah, how many? Did we ever get to the bottom of this?
The cop discussion. I think there's 2. After watching like for the 3rd time, there's
right.
Ryan, did you say Bruce was the boyfriend?
I think so. And that's only through, I don't recall them calling him Bruce necessarily. The audio wasn't very good, so there's a lot of stuff I didn't catch. But
boyfriend cop and
I looked him up on Internet Movie Database, and they looked similar. It looked like an older version of the guy that was her boyfriend. So, and the character said his name is Bruce, so I'm going to go with Bruce.
Yeah, sounds right.
That's fine. Bruce boyfriend, it goes together.
Yeah, Bruce boyfriend.
Yeah. So it's the big 4th of July day parade, and their rabid fucking the night previous has made them a half hour late.
Joe, you should have done that as a trope.
What? Yeah. Oh, 4th of July parade?
Yeah, would that count?
Sorry,
I didn't mean to be.
I would say so. Big holiday parade.
Well, there's your points, Joe.
Oh, yeah.
You're welcome.
Oh yeah, hell yeah.
I only remember it because I feel like when Vanessa and the boyfriend go outside, they stand there looking at the parade, but you don't ever actually really see it.
I believe that was stock footage. They may have captured that in Mardi Gras.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a bunch of random stock footage of just various 4th of July and parade activities in that moment.
I can't remember. At one of those, because there's lots of weird transitions in this movie, but in one of those like wipes of like, here's a bunch of shit happening around town. Was there a full-blown fart in one of those?
I couldn't hear it, but it definitely
Lisa and I rewound it 3 times. There's like a fart. Oh, I gotta find it now. So sorry, go ahead, Joe.
Okay.
Tyler's trying to cover up some very loud flatulence he had during
It was the movie, Lisa.
I could only pull it off 4 times, but I got it every time.
Yeah. Well, that's good aim. That's like good consistency.
Yeah.
What's stamina, shit, Buckley?
Joe,
Joe, I'm saying.
Seriously, Joe, do you know the difference between farting and taking a shit?
No, he doesn't.
Oh yeah. If I'm taking a nice bath, if I take a nice bath and I make doo-doo, I won't do that in the bathtub. But if I have to make a fart underwater and just laugh as the bubbles come up, yeah, I'll do that. What's wrong with that? So I know the difference. Yeah, the poopy doo-doo.
The poopy doo-doo.
Yeah.
All right, we're about 5 minutes in.
Okay, so as the beer is flowing and the fat dads are rafting, Vanessa has to go diving at the bottom of the cove looking for dead clams and pond scum. Suddenly, she comes face to face with the Aquanoid himself. She's just barely able to get away, so she revs up her motorized scooter and informs her boyfriend that the monsters are back.
Okay, excuse me. Cut to the transition. It is when Vanessa's in the bedroom to when they go outside. About 4 minutes, 45 seconds. It might be an errant horn from the marching band.
Oh, did you find it?
Yeah, but it sounds like a toot.
Okay.
Yeah. If it made you laugh thinking it's a toot, then think it's a toot.
Yeah. I don't think there's anything wrong with it.
It's roughly at specifically 4 minutes, 50 seconds. But I think it's a horn the more I listen to it. But it sounds like a toot.
Yep. Go on frame 313 and you can hear it as well.
Yeah.
All right, so
where's the fart on the Zapruder film, Joe?
I think it's right after he gets his head shot, and you hear a little, just like that.
That was just the body giving up. You know what I mean?
I understand. It wasn't his fault. Most presidents don't fart in public. I understand.
Come on, let's get him.
No.
I'm going in. I'm going on it. So, he doesn't believe that the crazies are real, and the cameraman, David, informs his reporter that something fishy is happening in this beach town. Yep,
but his introduction, the reporter's introduction is fun because you see Vanessa's talking to Bruce, and she's saying there's an Aquanoid back, and this is the first time we hear about Aquanoids. So it's an automatic thing that's already existed in this world. This isn't one of those things where someone's attacked and then you have scientists trying to figure out what's going on. Is that the world that we're dropped into, Aquanoids have already existed.
Mm-hmm.
It's almost it's almost like Tremors in the sequels. Like this town is prepared for these big worms.
Yeah, and so as an audience member, we're like, whoa, they already fucking know about Aquanoids. Okay, well, us as the audience don't really know what an Aquanoid is yet. So we're kind of on the outside looking in. But anyway, she's telling her boyfriend, "Oh, the Aquanoids are back."
No, I apologize.
No, that's not her boyfriend.
Yeah, this is Bad Cop.
The only difference is that her
Oh,
boyfriend has like that patch on his left shoulder that's got, I don't know what's on
He's
the
got the
patch.
Pride logo. It's like a rainbow.
It's a rainbow, right? Yeah.
Man.
And I remember thinking to myself, those shirts always look very uncomfortable and starchy. And when he gets up, he just puts it on without a t-shirt. And I'm like, this is a raw dude. It's going to be sweaty.
It's a raw dude.
It's hot
He's got
out there.
bloody nips for sure.
He's
Absolutely.
going to have the nips just spewing
Yes.
by the end of that day, that work day. But
it's like a little water fountain.
Well, we've got
Okay, so
Officer Stanzi here.
Yeah, Stanzi. So it's Officer Stanzi who has a different accent depending on which scene it is. She talks to Officer Stanzi, and then right between them in the background, you see this dude just staring ahead wearing one of those
What's that
bucket
hat?
hats.
Yeah, bucket
It's
hat.
a bucket hat, whatever, that were real big in like the late 90s. Everyone was wearing them. But so you see this guy standing there, and I thought maybe just a random passerby or just extra, I don't know what to do with him. But it turns out to be a character.
Yeah, a lead.
David
A
the
lead.
cameraman.
Yeah.
Is that a lead?
I love that.
Well, a semi-lead.
Not at all.
He's
I don't
a
a
second part.
semi-lead. So I love that. Like I love that he does look like he's supposed to be incognito because of this stupid hat, but like he's clearly not. No one knows who he is. He's just. Do you think he was hanging out by all the cops whenever he'd see one, waiting for a lead to show up?
Well,
Yeah.
That was the plan.
so
Yeah, mate.
and we've
Maybe every summer.
later on it's
Maybe.
established, like halfway through the movie, it's established this is an island,
Right.
and they say Babylon,
Yeah.
California, which is on California.
Yeah.
But there's a bunch of islands off the coast, and this is, I think, a fictional one called Santa Clara. So I'm guessing that Santa Clara doesn't have its own broadcasting network. So this guy is from out of town. The cameraman is just there, just like standing, like, so maybe he's looking for scoops, that he just goes to
Maybe.
parades looking for scoops, listening to eavesdropping.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it could be that because I mean, all right. So the world of the movie is that these Aquanoids killed 17 people in 1987.
17!
Yeah.
Wow, that's a lot of people.
And they
These are
never did it
hungry
again.
noids.
But they never
They
did
killed
it again.
17 people 16 years ago.
Never did it again. But it's been such a folklore thing of the town that there's T-shirts and everyone knows what an
And
Aquanoid
comic
is.
books.
And comic books.
Yeah.
To be honest,
Alan Moore wrote the Aquanoids. It was big, yeah.
Superman versus the Aquanoids.
Hell yeah.
well, you had
V
all
for
those,
Aquanoids.
when I was a kid, you had those crossovers. I remember I had Batman versus Predator comic books.
Yeah.
Ooh.
You could have had Aquanoid versus Green Lantern, and
Aquaman.
Aquanoid takes on the Archie and his gang.
Yeah. The Punisher comes in.
But anyway,
Sure.
so it almost to me seems like Aquanoids have maybe not been terrible for the community. It was terrible for those 17 people, but it seems like it's been a bit of a touristy thing ever since.
Yeah,
People know about Aquanoids. They wear T-shirts. It's almost like a Bigfoot thing. So,
Agreed.
but maybe the reporter, it's one of those things every summer. Hey, we got to go out to Babylon, and maybe we'll get another Aquanoid attack. And so every summer they send somebody out there and they hang out hoping there'll be an Aquanoid attack. And then sure enough, 2003, here comes the Noids.
Yeah,
Every
I think
16 years
Mothman
they
is due to
attack.
come back.
They attack every 16 years on the dot.
Yeah, they mark their calendars. They're underwater clocks. Yeah,
Yep.
they're underwater Garfield clocks that drifted up half a crate.
Yeah. Most people mark
No,
their
it's hitting-
clocks when they're looking at
you mean
years.
calendars?
Yeah, Joe, I think your brain is waterlogged.
Yeah, you
it
started
might
with
have
calendars.
been.
You had the right word, and then you switched it.
Joe went
No one
underwater
trusted
when he was 7 years old for the first and only time, and when he came up, the water never came out his ears. It's been in there
Yeah, I just can't hear.
for 16 years.
I drowned as a child. Yep, I came up blue.
17 million brain cells dead in 16
Joe
years.
is
It's
Joe
just
is that
gone.
Aquanoid baby from later on.
Spoilers from the end of the movie.
Spoilers, yeah.
Yeah. Well, I'm like Jason Voorhees. I'm big. I sometimes wear a bag over my head to not offend the ladies, and
Yeah.
I'll mark my calendar every single time.
And your
Okay,
clock.
stand-up comedian, are you done?
Yeah.
That's my section. That's my section. I'll
That's-
give you a reprieve.
Old Joey Seinfeld over here.
Yeah. God, he's
Have you
already
ever heard about? Don't you hate it when Aquanoids get on the airplane with you?
Bummer.
Joe
You guys
already-
hate that?
Who's
what
that?
Joe was doing is he's hitting all of it. He's been gone so long, but he's back doing his same stuff. He's doing his urban legends things with, which was which he's talked about that fucking Garfield thing washing up on on shore.
Yeah.
That's a real thing. I get it because we talked about it on Weird Wednesdays one time back in the day.
Okay.
But Joe's
Okay, I
referenced that
understand.
before. And then the Alan Moore thing, because we all know he recently got into Watchmen and stuff. So Joe is he's been gone a while, and we forget that he's got to shove in his constant interest.
What did you learn since we last saw you, Joe? Don't actually tell us. Don't actually tell us. Who's next? Quick, before we start talking.
I'm next. All right, Buckley. Sit down, invent some new tropes while I come up with this.
Think of some more.
All right, here we go.
Ryan shutting Joe down. Trope.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I'll give Ryan a point for that.
We have our own tropes too. All right, here we go. So Vanessa goes to town hall. She's going to go to town hall and get some business done. She needs to get these beaches closed down. So she goes. She has a scooter. It's a powered scooter. It's got a little motor on it, kind of like a moped, just in the scooter form. And she goes to City Hall. She parks her scooter. The actress trips over the scooter a little bit, almost falls into the wall, but she steadies herself, regains her composure, and runs into City Hall. So the shot was saved.
Well, because they do that. They do that shot about 8 times throughout this movie, so they just did them back to back to back to back. Get back on the scooter. Let's do it one more time. Come on, quick.
Park the scooter.
It's like whenever we were riding the bikes, your butcher.
Yeah.
Oh my god! And you fell over.
I was very unbalanced that
Blooper
day. I'm
made it
sorry.
into the movie. It was good,
Yeah,
Joe.
Yeah. Thank you.
You were accidentally funny.
Okay, I understand.
That's the best kind.
So, all right, we go into City Hall, and it's this big room, and it's very sparse for City Hall anyway. It's very sparsely decorated. There's not a lot of quality production design. And there are 2 guys, 2 older fellas, standing next to a table looking over some blueprints. One fella, he's kind of he's got like a lounge singer vibe. His hair's slicked back. He's got an open silk shirt. He's wearing jewelry.
I'm sorry. Are you talking about Clinton Jefferson?
Clinton Jefferson.
Yeah.
We're being introduced to 2, in my opinion, 2 of the best characters in the entirety that is Aquanoids. I enjoyed every minute with both of these characters. But yes, Clint Jefferson, he's kind of a slimy guy. Both of these men are probably in their mid to late 50s, I would say. And then the other guy, he's dressed in a suit, a little more conservative. This is the mayor of the town, Mayor Frank Walsh. They're in the middle of a discussion where Clint says, we got the permit for track 23 from building and safety. Frank says, how did you get it through so fast? Clint laughs and says, hey, leave it to men. And both men take a moment to chortle evilly. So now you know that these 2 guys are up to no good instantly. If you didn't know the trope already of the evil mayor, we definitely know from the scene that these guys are up to no good.
That's basically all they're saying to each other is trope.
Yeah.
Yes.
I think I should get 8 points here.
You have to correctly identify all of them.
You already divided the Jaws ripoff trope, which is one trope, like 6 tropes, but whatever.
He's like the medical examiner with that saw, just going for those tropes. I'm going to cut this in half. I'm going to get another one and another one and another one.
Well, that's a trope too. Not necessarily a summer movie, but the whole coroner is so comfortable with his job, he can eat food and cut up bodies, and it's what I've seen that in 1,000 movies. But anyway, we'll get to that. So Frank and Clint laugh evilly, and at that moment, Vanessa runs in. She's introduced to Clint. She totally ignores it, and she yells, "I need the beaches closed. The beaches. I need them closed now." Frank says, "Why? Why is that?" Vanessa says, "The Aquanoids are back. I saw them down at the cove."
They were smoking pot at that one spot all the kids go to.
The secret make a point.
The Buckley Overlook. There's nobody there. And so
took a second.
And then Frank says, well, no, hold on a minute. It probably wasn't this Aquanoid. Well, we, the audience, are like, what the fuck is an Aquanoid? Tell us already. Frank says, maybe it was just a quote, large, oversized fish. Vanessa says, no, this is the summer of '87 all over again. Jackson saw it then, and he said they'd be back. And we don't know who Jackson is yet. But we've seen him.
Maybe it was just a large plank.
Could have been.
Plankton?
Oh.
Okay, Joe.
Okay.
All
I
right.
just wanted
And,
to contribute.
you just wanted to shove something in. Yeah, because you hadn't talked in like 3 minutes. Fine. All right. So then Frank said, Jackson's lost his mind years ago, but if it will make you feel better, I will notify Baywatch to keep a lookout. Vanessa says, that's not good enough. And then she pulls out some stuff that she found when she was down in the cove doing some snorkeling. I'm not sure what it was. I couldn't really tell what it was. It looks like, I don't know, pieces of metal. Maybe you guys.
It looks like when
know?
you check the fucking pH levels in like your pool.
Yeah.
Okay.
That little
She's
thing.
also got like the little metal, like she got those little like metal nut cups.
Yeah, it looked like a coconut that was metal and cut in half. I mean,
Yeah.
it looked
the
And-
shells.
and
She's-
cheeks.
Yeah.
No, those are metal from their pollution. She says that they're like bad.
Oh.
They're like bad metal. She says something about them being like aluminum or
Bad
something.
metal.
Bad metal.
Yes, well, here's what, because I didn't catch her dialogue here, and I rewound it a couple times.
Does she say
She says-
mercury?
Mercury.
she
Yeah.
says something
Yes,
about
that's what it
mercury.
was. Okay, I know what
okay.
you're talking about now.
Yeah, she says something
Um,
about mercury, and then she says you guys are going to overdevelop the something right out of the area with your stupid shopping center.
Yeah.
I couldn't know what the
I
word.
have no idea. I will say this though. She's got to learn to pick her battle. Like
Yeah, that
she could
moment.
you could either come to the mayor right now about the mercury levels, the shopping center, or the Aquanoids. Not all three at once.
Yep, you get one.
Not gonna give a shit about any of them. Like just really try for one, but she's like, no. We better address everything. Just throw it out, see what sticks, and none of it works because the mayor,
No.
he's the weasel.
Yeah,
Yeah, I've got the subtitles up right now, and she says the mercury levels are up, and they're going to develop the abalone, which I don't know what that
There's
is.
50
Baloney.
mercury sabers at the bottom of the water.
we gotta make sure.
Get that big magnet from
Yeah.
the
appreciate you pulling that up. It's the abalone. The abalone is going to be mined right out of the water for their shopping.
Okay, yeah. I know what baloney is.
Okay.
Not
Then Vanessa
baloney.
Okay. Oh, remember those last three episodes? Anyway, Vanessa
Yeah.
Vanessa splits. She gets out of there. She leaves though. She leaves that evidence. If she's going to fight that battle later on of the mercury and everything, she just leaves it with the mayor. I guess you could probably find more if it's that bad, but I thought it was funny she just left it there so the guy can get him and say, "I never heard of anything." And he does. He puts it in the drawer, and that's when Clint's like, "Look, man, he says, quote, we got a goddamn fucking problem." Frank tells him, "Look, I'll handle this. Vanessa lost her mother in 1987. She's just a hysterical female who saw a large fish." Clint says, "Look, if we don't have 250,000 tourists this summer, you can kiss that shopping center and investor group goodbye." Frank says, "Nothing, trust me, will stand in the way of this development." And then he slams his hands down on the blueprints, and we get an insert shot of his hands slamming onto the blueprints. However, those are not only not the actor who plays Frank's hands, those are not the hands of a 50-year-old man, those are not the hands of a man, those are the hands of a teenage girl with a fresh manicure. The fingernails are long, the nails are glossy, the hands are not riddled with age spots or hair on the knuckles. Those are not the hands of a 55-year-old mayor on that.
No.
And I don't know why they even had to put in an insert shot. And obviously, they wanted to get the shot and they didn't have the right hands. I don't understand it, but I love it.
It wasn't
I-
necessary. They went through effort to do something that wouldn't look good. And
Yeah.
they did great.
I don't know. A mayor's got to look spiffy for his people. A mayor's got to have nice nails.
Joe
You got to
might-
get rid of all the hair on
And
your
it- it's
knuckles.
also-
Joe
Much
might be
smaller
onto
than
something.
Yeah,
Right. He might
yeah.
be a small-handed mayor. We've had a small-handed president. Like, good chance that maybe he just was getting ready for a photo shoot that day.
Well,
Yeah,
you know,
yeah.
and maybe that explains why Frank is such a bad guy. You know,
Right.
he's always been insecure and angry his whole life about having these tiny female hands.
Yeah.
And that's why he's also sexist with this whole thing. Oh, it's just a hysterical female.
Yep.
That could explain it.
With a
But I don't
small
think Clint-
hands.
I don't think Clint would hang out with him if he was doing that. Clint's an old school,
That's true.
rough dude. I don't think he'd be hanging out with a mayor that does
And
that.
certainly he'd mention it. It
Yeah.
would have come up at some point.
All right, so we get the hand bit coming up, and then all right. Clint says we need to get a diver or something to go into that water, kill the aquanoid before someone gets eaten, or before someone can see the aquanoid and take a picture. The media would have a field day. And then he says we also need to keep an eye on Aaron Brockovich over there. Dissolve to some surfing footage, some stock footage with some surfing music. And then we cut to a guy pulls up in his big black truck. He's got a big pickup truck. He's got spiked hair. He's got some really shitty tattoos. He kind of looks like he was in the band Sugar Ray.
Mark McGrath, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah.
He puts a bright green waterproof cell phone into his pocket. He looks at his reflection in the side of his truck. He enjoys what he sees. He makes sure his hair looks great, grabs a surfboard, and heads on out. Cut 2, he's in the water. It didn't matter because his hair's all smushed down from the water.
Yeah.
Because he was going in the fucking water. I don't know why he had to look at himself. But he also has pierced nipples. He's fit. He's just the standard surfer dude. I mean, there's your trope right there. So we see him on the surfboard. He gets done surfing for a little bit. He's still out in the water. He's sitting on the surfboard. He decides to take out his cell phone. He calls a girl. And he says, hey, guess where I'm at? She's like, oh, you're probably out surfing. Yeah. Anyway, hold on. Shit, I got to hang up. Even though he don't talk to her. I got to hang up. There's a fucking gnarly wave coming. Puts the phone back into his pocket, but no wave comes. Surprisingly, no wave comes. But
there's a mirage.
Well, no, maybe he's where the filmmakers are insinuating that the splash or water moving from the Aquanoid made him think that a wave was coming.
Maybe,
yeah,
I'm just trying to help him out.
That'd be the only explanation, because we do see Aquanoid vision. We see that the Aquanoid, we see him swimming in the water doing this creature from the Black Lagoon thing, and we see his vision, and he's coming up under the surfboard. And okay, next page.
Maybe like they shot the first bit on like a wavy day, and then for the second pickup day, they was just flat. That's all they could
I don't
get.
think that actor was on set for more than a couple hours.
8 minutes.
Okay. I don't think that was a 2-day shoot, at least not for his pay, because he's in and out real quick. Anyway, we cut back to the surfer. He's sitting on the board. He says out loud, where are these fucking waves? Just then, Aquanoid reaches his little claw up, scratches his knee, claws the guy's knee, and then goes back under the water. The surfer yells.
The Aquanoids really love to claw. That's the big thing.
Yeah, about slashing.
Yeah, so he claws the guy's knee, and the guy's like, oh, shit. And he pulls out his cell phone. He calls 911. And as he's on the phone with the 911 operator, the Aquanoid keeps reaching up and scratching the same spot. Keeps scratching his knee. Just
well, the blood was already there. They didn't have any more.
Just keep doing it. I'm at Bad Luck Bay, he says.
Because it's funny because he's like screaming, and he's like slapping the claw away. He can see that's a claw. And then when the operator says, what's going on? He just yells, fucking shark. Even though, he sees that it's a claw. He may not know what it is, but it's definitely not a shark because it's coming out of the water. It's got an arm, and it's fine. But we get a bunch of fast cuts here with claw, knee, him yelling, claw, knee, him yelling. And we get a long shot, something this movie does a lot. When a person is finally fully attacked in the water by the Aquanoid, it's a long shot so that it's from way back, and we see him kind of lazily fall off of his surfboard. And then it cuts to the shore where his cell phone washes up on the shore. It's still connected to 911, and the 911 operator says, hey, let me put you on hold for a second. Fade out, fade in.
Can you imagine if you were like, I'm being murdered, and the operator's like, I have another call.
Hold, please.
Hold on, I need to get the lunch order.
I need some Domino's, thank you. Just give me 5.
Oh, our pizza's here. Look out.
We've got our own Noid to worry about.
yeah, exactly. All right, fade out. There we go. Fade in. All right, Vanessa is on her scooter, and she scoots to a bar. She runs into the bar, and it's very, a couple of 2 or 3 bar flies. It's very dark, very dank, and we see one guy that we saw earlier in the movie because he hasn't aged, and they didn't try to do anything. The guy that was Peepin' Tom, the sex pest. He's sitting there, and he's just pouring his own drink. He's just got a big bottle that looked like Patron or something, and he's just pouring his own drinks. And Vanessa runs in, addresses him directly as Jackson. So that's Jackson, the one that's crazy, the one that said the Aquanoids are coming back. And he was also the sex pest. So now we know who he is.
He's also the worst actor in this entire movie, by far.
By far. Oh, yes.
He has one face the entire movie.
Yeah.
And it's a scrunched up, concerned, slightly irritated, slightly afraid, slightly given up on life, always sort of red, sweaty on the temples. His temples are always sweaty.
Yeah.
Scrunched up face. And that's it. Only one part in the movie does he not do that face, and that's when he smiles when he shows that he has grenades much later on in the movie. He actually smiles in that moment.
This is the face he makes that I just sent you guys, because for some reason, maybe because it's a beach day, I don't know, but it's just the face that you'd see on a very cartoony tiki cup, like a plastic tiki cup you'd buy on the beach. That's the only face he seems to be able to make, is like just stuck like that.
You can't
I was
even
gonna
really
say,
see
like,
He's really squinted up.
maybe that actor got some sand in his shoes and he just couldn't deal with it the whole time.
He is quite uncomfortable looking.
Yeah. He's miserable. He's one of the most miserable characters we've ever had on Malevolent movies. The guy is just not fucking happy. And he's had a terrible, terrible time of it. Especially 1987 when he was sex pesting and he saw that couple eaten by the Aquanoid. Nobody believes him about that.
he hasn't nutted as good since then.
Oh no.
He's been going out there for 17 or 16 years waiting for that moment.
Maybe he never got the nut off. And that's why that's his vinegar strokes. He's halfway through, anyhow it has been for 16 years.
And he's just locked in there all the time.
He's waiting to bust.
Oh God.
He's like, I've got the heaviest fucking balls. You don't believe me? He takes his shorts off, they fucking hit the ground. The concrete.
Thump thump.
All right.
Jesus.
It's very leathery scrotum, this man.
Yes.
Because they got to carry a lot. Vanessa runs up to him and says, I just saw an Aquanoid. He says, did you get a picture? And right then a patron in the bar jokingly asks, how much, Jack, will you pay for a dead Aquanoid? And he says, 10 grand, same as always. So he's known on the island. He's the crazy Aquanoid guy who's been offering 10 grand for proof of a dead Aquanoid. So Vanessa asks, well, what should I do? Jack says, don't do a damn thing unless you want to be called crazy for the next 20 years. Jack then tells Vanessa that he loved her mother very much too. You might think you know what you're up against, but you don't. Go home. I'm doing you a favor. Dejected and sad and upset, Vanessa does indeed leave. Next thing we know, we see her. She's out at the cove. She's taking flowers to a cross. There's a memorial that's been kind of built into the rocks. Like sometimes you see like on the side of the highway, one of those kind of things.
Well, there's a lot of this, like you say something in one scene and then you pay it off the next scene and then you never bring it up again. There's just a lot of that.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. Yeah. All right. So next thing we know, she goes, to the memorial. She puts the flowers down. She weeps. She apologized to her mother. She weeps some more. She looks at the ocean. She weeps toward the ocean. And then a resolve comes over Vanessa. We have a close up of her hand and then it balls into a fist. And she says, I'm not going to let this happen to anyone else. Now, unbeknownst to her, it already has happened with Surfer, but she doesn't know that.
No.
What she doesn't know can't hurt her. Unless it's not.
The sequel's all about keeping that secret from her.
Yeah.
The Aquanoids aren't back. They've been dead for years, but they just don't want her to hear about that one dead surfer.
And so the scene ends with a slow zoom into the water as this melodic piano, All My Children kind of music ends. Then we get one more shot of the flowers and the cross. Then, so we cut to Vanessa back on the scooter. She scoots to an apartment, a residence, a hotel, whatever. We don't really know yet. She stops. We see her go in through the gate. Cut to a couple fucking on the couch that we've never seen before.
Just mostly grinding. No real fucking yet.
Well, there's grind because she's topless, but she is wearing a thong.
Yes, the
guy's got an open shirt. I can't really see what he's got underneath, but she's straddling them on, and they're just going for it for several seconds. We find out this is Christina and Jay, by the way. Vanessa barges in. She apologized. They immediately split up. Jay grabs an accent pillow to cover his boner. Christina grabs whatever blanket that is to cover up her business. And she's like, Vanessa, I apologize. But an Aquanoid, they're fucking back.
Aquanoid.
Yeah, it's like the third time in like 3 minutes where she's just yelled, Aquanoids, they're back. In that moment, she casually reaches down and laid on the floor on a tarp are at least 2 harpoons just laying there. She picks up one of the harpoons and Christina says, look. Your friend Jackson's crazy. There's no such thing as Aquanoids, but you know what? I'm your friend. I'll go along with you. Because Christina or Vanessa asked Christina to go with her. Let's go down to the cove. I need to get proof. I need to kill this thing. We need, and so Christina's like, yeah, it's fucking crazy and I don't believe it, but I'll go with you. Can we bring Joe, referring to her doughy friend? Joe says, my name's Jay. She's like, Jay, And then they make fun of him, like, yeah, we could bring him. He's going to be bait. Christina goes to get dressed. Jay's left alone. He's kind of angry. He smokes a joint. We see on the table, laid on the table, there is some smut. There is what appears to be a Hustler magazine laid out, and naked women. However, their private parts are covered in what the movie wants us to believe is little piles of marijuana. But me, being a big fan of tacos, knows that that's motherfucking fresh cilantro. It is bright green. It is chopped fine. I know my cilantro. And that piles of fresh cilantro are what being used to disguise the actual genitalia of the models in the pictorials of the magazines that are laid out on the table.
Oh yeah, this man getting a grande box from Taco Bell.
It opened up a whole world of what led up to the moment. They're smoking weed. They open up the porn. Whatever.
Joe, do you look at pornography while you eat fast food?
I have on occasion.
Are you serious?
Have you ever
Sure.
searched gaping while you ate a chicken chalupa?
No, not really. I'll kind of browse. I'll kind of look. I'll archive.
Archive.
Yeah.
Well, this goes into the G folder for gape.
Yeah. This goes into the M for mommy's milkies.
Oh,
Jesus.
Next, Ryan, next.
And then what happens?
Fuck you.
Stop thinking about mommy's milkies, Ryan.
Ryan's writing down mommy's milk.
Yeah.
Did you hear me say "fuck you, Joe"?
Yeah, we got that. Okay. Yeah. We get that every episode. We can assume it comes out every episode.
Okay.
Oh, man.
All right. So, gosh, cilantro covering the naughty parts. All right. So then we get this weird. It's almost like the introduction to a TV show. I called it Scooter Brigade. It's a new show about two girls who live in a summer camp or a summer vacation destination type of thing.
Mysteries.
Yeah, and they just ride scooters and solve mysteries. But we get this kind of like preparation montage, I guess, of Christina and Vanessa on their motor scooters, their little power scooters, I should say. They're not like real motor scooters, not sitting on them. And they're going through town, and then they go to a skidoo, and they're we get like close-ups of them putting in buckles and getting on their life jackets and whatever, and getting on the skidoo, and they go out into the water. And next thing we know, we see them in the water. They're underwater. They're snorkeling. They're trying to take pictures, doing investigations. For some reason, Vanessa is wearing cutoffs, denim cutoffs in the water.
Yeah. Get some real close shots of that.
Yeah, a lot of close. And they're just taking
We got to make sure the Aquanoids not in the area.
Well, they do stumble upon an Aquanoid, but not before going, They communicate for a few seconds. Taking pictures, and then they do indeed take a picture of an Aquanoid. The Aquanoid's in there. So they get to the skidoo. Vanessa gets up on it, and there's some drama, there's some suspense, some scariness, because is the Aquanoid going to get Christina? She's having a hard time getting on top of the vehicle, and the Aquanoid vision we can see is getting closer, but it's all for naught. She is able to get up on the vehicle. They go to their buddy, the dorky cop from earlier, Officer Stanzi, and no, they don't go to him. Hold on. The movie cuts to.
Yeah, it does a nice little side wipe where the frame moves out and a new one comes in.
Yep.
Yeah.
And it stands on the boat with Eric, the Aquanoid assassin.
I'd also like to point out that the Aquanoid does scare the literal shoes off of these two ladies, because they are wearing shoes when they get there. And then once they get spooked by the Aquanoid, they turn around and the shoes are
That's not the only time.
I think this director really had something with feet, because every single time a lady's involved with Annoyed, he's grabbing it for their toes. Every single time.
Yep. Gotta get them.
You said feet. He thought Quentin Tarantino made a Tarantino joke.
That's not even a joke. I mean, every time the Aquanoid goes to grab a woman, it goes for the feet.
Well, it is the lowest
typically
point.
You're swimming away from somebody.
Yeah.
Wow.
Joe would be swimming towards the Aquanoid. Well, this is something I've never fucked before.
Go for my hands, you bitch.
Yeah. Look me in the eyes while you fuck me, Aqua. That's a nickname for him.
Can't even say the full name.
No, I got no time. He's a busy man.
Yeah, busy getting fucked by Annoyed.
Yeah.
All right, so we cut to Officer Stanzi and Eric the diver. They are in a vehicle, and they're flying out. They're riding out to somewhere. What do you call it? I don't know why.
They're just in a boat.
sailing? I mean, is it, when you're on a powerboat, is it called sailing out to the area?
No,
Jet
just
ski?
boating out there.
Yeah, there's boating.
Yeah, there's
Yeah.
boating.
Not a jet ski.
Yeah.
Yeah, so they're boating out to somewhere, and Stanzi now has a very thick sort of Sopranos accent. And he's like, "Get your gear on, get in the water, get the fuck out of here. The water's getting rough. The chop's coming." And then Eric says, "No goddamn fish gonna fuck up my summer," and tells he's putting on he's also got like a harpoon. He's putting on his aqua gear, and he's gonna dive into the water, presumably to find and kill the Aquanoid. I guess he's been hired by Walsh or the mayor. And so he tells Stanzi, if you see anything, just take this oar and slap the surface of the water. And Stanzi says, "I got your back. Hey, make it a headshot."
That's a stupid line.
Yeah, my section.
But he says
mercifully ended.
he says it like they're gonna have sex when they're done. He's like, "Hey, why don't you make it a headshot for
Get a
me?"
headshot.
It feels like there was supposed to be a scene where they were like playing Call of Duty and they were all getting headshots. Like it feels like there was supposed to be a reason for him to say that.
Yeah.
I think you mean
There's
Quake
not.
2. They're supposed to be playing Quake
Right?
2.
Yeah. There you go.
Hey, buddy, go pwn that Aquanoid noob.
So Ryan saying water reminded me of something from the very beginning of the movie. I apologize for not writing it down. But did you guys notice in several of the shots that you could see, because they're clearly shooting day for night in that 1987's flashback, could you see that there's a filter put on top of it to go day for night, but there's about 2 to 3% of the top of the screen doesn't have it.
Because Trevor had mentioned the same thing happens in Sickness House. Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Oh, yes.
I don't know if that was just, I've never edited something from that, from way back when, but I don't know why.
Happens.
That's what I mean. I have no idea how that's even possible.
It looks like a filter in Photoshop that hasn't been aligned properly.
Yeah.
I wonder if it's like a mask or something that you can move around, and they just didn't.
They just dragged
have
it or
the
something.
right frame, I guess.
Yeah.
Or something.
Because it's not for
I
every
thought it was
shot.
a bad transfer of the movie or something. I didn't know if that was actually part of the production, but
I don't know.
then it went away and I forgot all about it.
Well, yeah, it's only there for a minute.
All right, so here we are, 18 minutes into the movie and an hour into this podcast, and I'm going to try and move quickly. Okay.
Oh boy.
So while the hired Aquanoid assassin Eric is in the water, a totally not alive dead body floats up from under the water to Stanzi's boat. He freaks out, and from out of nowhere, in clear studio audio, someone else states, "Shit, it's the missing surfer." I don't even, it's definitely ADR, but I don't think it's him. Like, I think it's somebody in the studio who's like, what's happening? Who is this guy? And it's a one surfer. Anyways, Stanzi tries to pull the completely and utterly dead body into his boat. Sorry, I'm moving this over here. Into the boat, and then spanks the surface of the water with his paddle like he told Eric he would do. Eric doesn't see this, and he continues to hunt in first person video mode. We get some great harpoon cam action. Not even action. It's just the harpoon in front of the shot, and it's just going through the water. When suddenly the Aquanoid attacks from an entirely different shot and location, because it's clearly a repurposed shot of a close-up of the Aquanoid sped up going, "Blah!" And I don't know if we've talked about the Aquanoids themselves yet, but it looks like it's paper mache, but it isn't. It's like
I really wish Nick was here to explain why it looks so bad.
We need you, Nick.
Yeah, I mean, to me, every time they show the Aquanoid, it has this pink, fleshy, busy look that kind of reminded me of a really bad Guar suit. I don't know if the band Guar.
Yeah.
They all. That's what like. Let's say a fan wanted to make his own character suit to fit in with the band Guar. It might have looked like this.
And he got tickets to the concert an hour before it started.
Yeah.
Well,
it's not very. And you don't see it a lot. I mean, you see it in quick cuts. Thankfully.
Well, I have a theory that the reason you don't see it much is because it's not for a lack of it looking interesting, because it does look interesting. I have a feeling that this was not made to go underwater. And it's like when you see it, it's so quick. I have a feeling the reason it's like peeling like that is that part of it is coming off because it's underwater and they didn't know what to do. Yeah, it's coming apart. So
that's why they kept reusing those shots.
Yeah.
They were going to put that thing in the water a bunch of times, but
it only held together for 2 hours.
That's my guess.
That makes a lot of sense.
We told you not to use paper for 80% of the fucking costume, but you didn't listen.
Or maybe they did it and they tested it in a pool But when they
Maybe.
got to that salt water, it was
Yeah.
over.
That could be.
That-
Be it.
Yeah,
Well-
yeah.
Anyways, the Aquanoid attacks. So we get the close-up shots of bubbles, bloody water, flailing limbs, etc. Eric surfaces covered in a torrent of blood, and I mean a lot of blood. It's like somehow underwater he broke open like a bag of blood, and then and he pops out.
It's like he spread a bunch of jelly all over his face.
Yeah.
And
This is
Underwater.
I think this is the bends. I think this is what happens if you come up too fast.
Exploded. Yeah,
He
when
didn't
you go
even
from
hurt by it,
5
the
feet
Nord.
under the surface, you
Yeah, you cough up your
Your
lungs.
face bleeds.
Yep. Yeah.
Um,
The Noid didn't even get him. It was just the bends that got him.
No.
But
Yeah, pressure.
Stanzy is on the boat and he goes, Eric, God damn it, Eric. Unfortunately, Eric falls asleep forever in Stanzy's arms. And then he says again, God damn it, Eric. Not again. Not another one. So Stanzy really cares, I guess.
Yeah.
We cross.
This is the 5th Eric he's lost. He just only hangs out with Erics. That's why he's so upset.
Yeah, there was 4 others from 1987 that died that year. We crossfade to Vanessa and Christina holding flyers and shouting towards the open ocean. There's a road behind them. There's a bunch of rocks and a little bit of beach and then the ocean. They're shouting towards the ocean that these are dangerous waters. They then turn to the actual road where a couple just happens to be walking by. They hand them flyers. They tell everyone, go tell everyone you know that the water's dangerous. Don't come out for the 4th of July. It's dangerous. And then Officer Handsome, boyfriend Bruce, whatever his name is, he's just there. He walks up to them, and they explain that no one will believe us that there's a sea monster, so we just have to kind of say like it's dangerous. Just you can't go out there.
And the flyers that they're handing out are just pieces of paper with block letters.
Yeah.
Printed out
Dangerous
from the
water.
computer that says water is dangerous. Do not go in. No information, no website, nothing to no
Now,
pictures.
originally, Ryan, I was kind of like, well, that's dumb. Like, I fuck it. But then I started thinking about it. I'm like, if I went to a beach and it just like a single piece of paper with Scotch tape was just flapping against a pole, and I went over to it and it said, "Water is dangerous. Don't go in it." I don't think I would go in the water
Right.
because
Now,
somebody.
what if
Go
what
ahead.
if there was
John.
like some nice clip art of somebody jumping into a pool and his head hurts? Then would you avoid the beach?
Of course.
And his
Yeah.
head hurts.
Yeah.
What do you
Owie.
mean? Oh,
Like a nice stick figure.
Anyways,
I don't know.
Surely there was a better spot to stand to tell the beachgoers about this than the
Yeah.
middle of the
Yeah,
road.
there's a boardwalk of some kind, right?
Yeah.
There's a
well,
whole
you
district.
They didn't get the permits. You don't want to scream and scare
Yeah,
people.
you can't go there.
course.
I get it.
And I also want to point out this
go ahead.
entire movie is one day.
Yes.
It's one of those rare
A
one
lot
day horror
happens.
movies.
I-
Everything,
well, it's
has-
like-
everything is
It
one
actually
day.
takes place in real time, Ryan. It's an hour and 6 minutes.
It was an hour and 10 minutes of their 4th of July.
Yeah.
Yeah, actually, they all got together that night and had a great time. They got over it relatively quickly.
Yeah.
Anyways, officer boyfriend, he pushes back a little bit, being like, Aquanoids, and they both are like, well, fuck it, forget you, and they walk away. So we cut to the coroner, or they call him the medical examiner, but we go to his palatial estate. Because we get this like outside shot of what looks like a
Like a
Havana
country
style like hotel or like a country club of some kind. But when we see this building later, it's clearly like a warehouse. Like the exterior shots of them. But anyways, we go inside and he is vigorously digging into an Aquanoid attack victim. And when I say he's digging through them, I mean the body is laying face down, and they covered his back with barbecue sauce and some chicken breasts. It's nothing. It's not. They don't even try to imply it's coming from the inside. It's just laying on top of the back.
Yeah.
And the medical examiner is like, like really struggling
It's
to get
like
this
moving
bit
it
of goo.
around.
Yeah.
God damn, that's good enough to eat.
He pulls a whole McRib off the guy's back.
Yes, it does look like a McRib. But Mayor Frank and Clinton Jefferson come on, or no, they're there and they're loudly reacting like, oh, they're disgusted. And to make matters worse, the medical examiner goes and grabs a turkey sandwich that's sitting on the examining table on his little paper plate, goes up, bloody gloves, takes a huge bite out. And then Clinton Jefferson just, and he just vomits all over the table.
Bright green vomit.
Yep.
And the mayor tells him to get a grip while the examiner spits on the floor. So
That's the funniest spitting though that we're going to get in this movie. We are going to get one more spitting incident that is fantastic later on. At least I think so.
But this is what sold me on the movie. So I was kind of like, the first 5 minutes, the flashback stuff is boring as shit. It's all cliched and dumb. But like, it starts to pick up when you get the scooter stuff, you get the Aquanoid attacks. But this is the scene that solidified it for me. I'm like, I'm fucking into this. Like, I love this now. And I especially love me some Clinton Jefferson and the medical examiner.
Yeah,
Oh,
I like those two guys.
Does Mayor Frank remind you of Martin Landau as Bela Lugosi in Ed Wood?
Ed Wood, yeah.
That's what I kept thinking. It's the big eyebrows.
Yeah, he's got
eyebrows and hair.
big bushy eyebrows. And he's also a little bit cross-eyed.
Yes.
I've got him written down as Crummy Lee Jones because he reminded me of Tommy Lee Jones, but shitty.
Yeah, sure.
I don't know why.
Yeah.
His second cousin.
He's got a rough face. He's got a rough complexion.
Yeah.
He's got big nose, pores, and he's got that face has seen some shit in the years.
For sure.
Yeah. I was thinking his buddy was like a $0 Nicky Santoro from like Casino. Kind of has that like face look.
Well, he's got that kind of sleazy lounge singer. He runs a crappy bar type of thing because he got the open shirt and his silk shirt, and it's he's got the jewelry. He dresses very differently than
he does a lot of hands on the hips where he opens the base of the jacket he's wearing.
He does the do-si-do after.
Yep.
Okay.
I've got him written down as Phony Soprano.
Oh, that's good.
Phony Soprano and Crummy Lee Jones wandering around this place.
That's good.
And I'd like to watch more movies with these two guys.
I would too.
Oh, God. They're like the Abbott of Costello that I never knew I needed.
They're the best thing in this thing.
Oh, gosh, where am I? Okay, so anyways, the medical examiner spits on the floor. He says, this is clearly an Aquanoid attack. It looks exactly like the attacks from 87. The mayor wants them written up as boating accidents. But the medical examiner says he can't do it, and they need to go for another autopsy. Even it's going to the state level now. It's going to be big, or I think he says something about L.A. County or something.
Yeah.
The mayor says to make them disappear, but the medical examiner says, and I quote in his exact voice, "Oh no, not this time. Nah, this has got to end." Just as he's just scraping like barbecue off this back. And this guy, he looks like. If you when you go to McDonald's and there's like that teenager that works there every summer through high school, but then stays for the next 30 years, he's that guy. Mm-hmm. He looks rough. And hey, I thought he was very funny. Whoever you are, guy, you had me rolling. Like I enjoyed you, but just rough.
He's got that kind of like Tic Tac shaped head. It's very oval and long, and he's bald.
Yeah,
and then what hair he has, he keeps very short. So and then he's got scruff on his face, so his head upside down, and it's like the same. But he does. It's a very oval face, and he's just so lazy looking and slimy, especially when you see him eating the sandwich. And he's a great character. A little over the top for me, but I still love the sequence because he's bantering back and forth with Phony and Crummy. So
the mayor threatens to reveal a previous medical accident caused by the examiner, and it is insinuated it involves his ex-wife. The examiner relents. Excuse me. And then the mayor says that he wants to report on his desk tomorrow. That's a trope, Joe, not a summer one. But that's or a cliche. I don't know which one it is. But anyways,
half a point?
No points, you dumbass.
If you didn't point out, Joe, you don't get
it. As they leave, the Clinton Jefferson walks up to the medical examiner and shouts, "Boating accident!" Before leaving. And then after he leaves, the medical examiner says to himself, "Cracker ass cracker." These guys are all white, by the way.
Painfully white.
Because he contradicted Clint. Didn't Clint basically just contradict what the mayor said? The mayor said, "Make it disappear," meaning don't take it to the fucking coroners. Don't do any more. Just make the body disappear. Who cares? And then the other guy, boating accident. So he still wants. Does he still want him to report it? But he takes that moment to no, he's going to saw it up.
Yeah.
But he just straight up contradicted his partner in that.
So then after they leave, the medical examiner goes over to her cabinet and grabs a bottle of something brown and a massive decanter, and he presses play in a boombox, which plays carnival music, and then he drinks from the decanter, and the camera pushes in way too close. It's just
so fucking gross. And it's just like this brownish liquid. We never really hear what it is.
Yeah, so at times I was like, is this a little chunky? I couldn't tell. But then he pulls out a regular wood saw, like those big long ones, and he's doing this where he's like lining up his shot, like where am I gonna put this thing, and then just starts cutting the body and it's squirting blood everywhere. So the mayor and Clinton Jefferson just cut right back to him. They're walking down a random road, and a woman off camera shouts, "Happy 4th of July, Mayor!" And then is it Deborah? Is that his daughter?
Yes, Deborah.
Yeah.
Okay. So Deborah, the mayor's daughter, walks up to them and says, "Oh, glad I bumped into you, Dad. I need some money for the party that we're having tonight." And he tells her not to get alcohol because he doesn't want her to have her stomach pumped again. Clinton Jefferson then says, "Oh, she walks away. She's like, oh, give me the money." And Clinton Jefferson turns to the mayor and says, "Your little girl's looking awfully fine. You still porking her?" Like the most fucking disgusting thing. Like, I don't even know.
Yeah.
What the fuck
I didn't know how to
is
take that.
Does she?
I didn't know if it
does
was.
she call him daddy?
Yeah.
Oh, she's
Okay,
got
she calls him daddy,
yeah.
and so I couldn't tell at first if this was supposed to be his daughter,
Like a
or
stepdad?
young lover or something. Yeah, and then he says that, and things got even
I see.
creepier, and it's not solidified until later that it's
Maybe what
definitely
you're
his
saying
daughter.
is-
Yeah, I
This
didn't
is-
even think of that.
This is the origin of calling people daddy,
This
like
movie,
in a
yeah,
sexual
this-
manner.
Right.
Stems from
that was
Aquanoids.
Aquanoid's contribution to pop culture.
Yep.
Oh,
J-
daddy.
just-
Can we watch Aquanoids again?
Oh.
Never say the word daddy again, Joe. Also, wake up. Every time I look at you, you're falling.
Mommy's
further into that
Silkies.
chair.
What do you
Mommy's
think he's
cookies
done?
and daddy. Can we watch Aquanoids?
Joe's sitting back in
Wow.
his chair because he thinks he's done. He did his bit and he got to spiel
Yeah,
all
he's
his
taking a nap.
bullshit. And now he's just sitting back resting on his fucking laurels. And you
No,
can see
Ryan-
that in his face.
Ryan, he's feeling bulldozed. That's what it is.
Mhm. I'm only contributing good bits now.
Because that's what he did during the holiday awards, where you cut him off and he's just like, "All right, I'm just gonna lay back here now."
I know
Lay
when I'm
back
not
for a minute.
wanted.
Joe, it's good to see you. It's good to see
Yeah,
you.
it's happy
Yes.
to see you, Joe. It's just,
Yeah.
sometimes it's hard to get through our
And
section.
you know what, Joe? I'm gonna give you a little applause here because you picked a good movie. It fits the
Yeah.
criteria. It fits Malevolent movies, and it
Yeah.
not some like well-known like release. So I applaud you.
Mhm.
Good work.
Yeah.
okay?
Yeah. And I'm unhappy to hear that Nick at this point hadn't had quite as much input because I wanted to give all the credit to Nick. I guess I can't. So well done, Joe.
I was thinking Piranha at first in 2010. Like, I figured the group would devour me like the fish in question.
Well, that's just because that's a big, massive movie. Now, if you did the 1995 remake, with William
Yeah.
Catt
Ah.
and the girl from Christine, I've never seen it. That
I'm
would
not
have
familiar
fit.
with that
But
one.
everybody knows fucking Piranha with the Eli Roth camp. I mean, it's not a Malevolent movie.
Good for you, Joe.
So well done.
Okay, so
Good thing.
oh boy, where are we? They're walking down the street. They find the daughter stuff or the sexy, not escort. What is that? Mistress.
Mistress.
Yeah.
But anyways, cut to Courtney McClure, Troy McClure's sister, with hard-boiled news, preparing for a broadcast. The camera turns to her, the news camera. We're looking through the camera to her, and we see like that internal framing that you would get like on a monitor and stuff, and has like the little recording thing, but it's not like glowing. It's just there. And then it goes away 3 seconds later. And so it, like
Yep.
every time the news camera shows up, you see that, and then it just goes away. This little overlay, and then it's gone. But she's talking about a half-man, half-fish creature that's been spotted in nearby waters. She claims 16 years ago there were 17 deaths on the island. She asks a lot of dumb hot take questions and then brings Jackson onto the broadcast. And she's asking him, like, do you have proof of this? He's like, proof? I saw it with my own eyes. Acting.
So
And
unhappy.
then, just like Scooby-Doo, the mayor and Clinton Jefferson walk right into the scene, causing the cameraman to teleport. Because in over-the-shoulder shots, wide shots, like we're looking over their shoulders at the reporter and Jackson, the cameraman's gone. Because they had one camera and one cameraman. They couldn't fake it. They couldn't have somebody hold up a shoebox and pretend like they're getting video. Like, but hey, they didn't care. They just did it.
Yeah.
Unlike Virus Shark, this is a situation where I'm glad they didn't care.
Yeah.
Okay. Jackson's talking about how the previous bodies were never located. He's saying the medical examiner lost files and that some people were cremated before their families knew. And then he points out Mayor Walsh, who was standing literally 10 feet away. He's like, you should ask Mayor Walsh. The reporter runs up to the mayor, and all he does is make light of the Aquanoid news. He mocks the whole situation. He calls it an urban legend. He locates the movie. This is where he says Babylon, California, Santa Clara Island, and then touts that they are building a shopping mall with a supermarket coming out in 2004.
Hey.
He then just dips, leaves, and Miss McClure does this thing, like the kill switch thing. Oh no, sorry, that's later. But anyways, she ends the broadcast by saying, oh yeah, this is where she points out Aquanoids only exist on t-shirts and in comic books. Okay, we cut to Vanessa and Christina. They're still shouting about dangerous waters as they hang up flyers. And then the mayor's lover, or daughter lover, walks up to them and asks if they're coming to her party, where Roger will be making his famous screaming orgasms. Is that a drink? Is that like
It's gotta be. Oh yeah.
Yeah,
I guess.
Yeah, that's how I thought it was.
She also like the whole time she's talking, she's standing around like a Grand Theft Auto character, stuck in like the character, like just
Okay.
like she won't stop moving.
Did she do
Yes,
coke,
yes.
or is she acting like she did coke?
Oh, maybe that's the thing, right?
Because I was immediately like, this is like a drug addict. Like, there's something going on here.
because she won't
I
stop
took it as-
moving.
Yeah, I took it as just because she's a busybody. That's what the actress was trying to convey, that she's in a hurry. And she's like, oh, do you guys, it's that. But it could have been very much cocaine because, she's about to
Okay.
party and she just goes up to her dad and he gives her hundy anytime. That's what he
Right.
gave her.
Give me hundy.
Yeah.
Give me daddy
$20 from
dollars.
Daddy.
Joe, will you pretend to be Deborah asking her dad for $100 right now?
Okay. Daddy, may I please have $10? May I please
Nope.
have
Nope.
$110, Daddy?
Anyways,
Daddy,
according
please.
to food.com, the screaming orgasm is 1 ounce vodka, 1 ounce amaretto, 1 ounce Kahlua, 1 ounce
Kahlua, yeah.
Amarula cream liqueur, 1 ounce milk, and 1 ounce cream.
One ounce
I was thinking,
Pond Scum.
I was thinking Pabst Blue Ribbon drunk out of a belly button.
I was thinking it's a woman having sex behind a dumpster and just screaming.
Yeah.
This is the best orgasm of my life.
Yeah. Now drink my pussy juice.
Oh,
That's
God.
what I thought.
Welcome back, Joe.
Joe.
Yeah.
Me too. I shouldn't laugh at that. I shouldn't laugh when you
It's
go
funny.
there.
It's funny. It's okay. You can laugh at things.
You have
Just
permission.
if I haven't talked to you in a
Yeah.
while is what it is.
Yeah, the government hasn't been able to take that away from you yet. You can laugh.
Okay.
Oh, jeez.
Anyways, they say no to her party invitation. They show her the flyers. Deborah gives them shit, and which Christina takes umbrage with. So she keeps poking fun at her, and she says something about like, I don't know if this party's supposed to be on the beach or in the water or on the water or something, but she's like, so would you like an open or closed casket? Vanessa's like, hey, Christina, stop. Deborah, stay out of the water. It's dangerous. So Deborah can't help herself. They just keep exchanging barbs, her and Christina, back and forth. And then eventually
So
Deborah
cringy.
walks away. Vanessa and Christina high five. But like, as Deborah's walking away, she's like walking towards like the end of like an overlook. There's
To
like a
nothing.
railing there. Yeah, she's just walking to nothing. It's like the director obviously said, oh, just walk over there. But it's like, it just looks like you're going to walk and stop and to take a look at the scenery for like, that's really awkward after an
I wish
argument.
that we could see her keep going, and she just like crawls over that and
Yeah.
jumps over.
Falls
into the
to her
ocean.
death.
Yeah.
Or maybe she just like disappears into nothing and goes, fuck.
Yeah, there you go. There you go. A good Butcher the Baker's callback.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, across town, the mayor and Clinton Jefferson find the exact flyers they were just putting up. And I think Clinton Jefferson or the mayor, one of those two says, you know what this means? We've got trouble. And then that scene's done. And then you get some shots of people enjoying the beach and the water. Again, it's that thing of we set up that they're putting the flyers up. Next scene, boom, pays off.
Yeah.
But anyways, we get shots of people enjoying the beach. They're in the water, and then we get some underwater Aquanoid vision. It's this really heavily blue, like blurry shit. And then this is where we're introduced to Jimbo, the Cajun Island fisherman man.
Ugh.
He's out hunting the or many Aquanoids. It looks like he's got like lobster tails on a string, and he's just talking to himself. He's like, come on, get on, find all you Aquanoids, and I'm gonna put you on my wall. I'm gonna cook you and put you in a soup. And he's got like, I don't know
It
what
goes
they're
on
called,
forever.
but he's got like those hats that like people wear in like when they're like working in rice fields and stuff.
Yeah,
rice paddy
I
hat.
kept thinking about Big Trouble in Little China.
Yeah.
When the one guy has that hat, and it's
And I didn't put it past Aquanoids to not start getting really weirdly racist, but Jimbo doesn't. He's doing it sounds Cajun to me, but it's like some sort of Southern weird accent thing. And this was like a friend of somebody on the show or on the movie, and they're like, "Oh God, old boner, he's so funny. He'd be great in this." And he's like, "Hey, I brought my own hat, guys. What do you think?"
Yeah.
You gotta wear the fucking hat. You know what? Which hat? You know the one. It's got the one. Oh, I'll bring it. The one I wore at the party that time. So it had that feel to it. I kept thinking the Big F during this scene. Yeah. This is the scene that made me start to waffle a little bit on whether I was having a good time with this movie or not.
Yeah.
Because it was this. I like when the movie's trying to be legit and it's terrible. I don't like when it goes too goofy, like I feel the corner
this
shit.
This is trying too hard to be funny, yeah.
Yes, and this scene just screamed of Big F, and it took some of the wind out of my sails for this movie. Now, luckily, it regained a lot of it, but
must be a friend
this
of
scene
Brian
made me
Papa
just be like,
Andrea.
oof. Yeah, this scene just made me go, oof. We're in that kind of sketch territory now. And I was really hoping the movie would not start going that direction. I was hoping it would still stay straddling it weirdly like it had been with, Mayor and all that. But
so basically it's just this guy chewing up the scenery, and he's talking about how he wants that $10,000 reward. We cut to Vanessa being interviewed by McClure, the reporters who's in the same exact spot. It's just they took Jackson out. All right, Vanessa, actress, it's your turn. Get up in front of the camera. Vanessa's pleading with people to stay out of the water, stay away for the 4th, yada, yada, yada. Courtney McClure ends the interview by doing the kill it signal. And then Vanessa just turns and leaves. And then Dave, the cameraman, just like pops the tape out from the camera. He's like, "Oh, that was great. You did a great job. Here's the tape. Don't you lose it. Oh, I'll get you if you lose it." And so it's like, "Okay, great. I'm going to go have a drink." And then in this really weird shot, it's like this profile shot where we see the sides of them and they're talking to each other. She leaves and it looks like she's exiting the left frame. The camera then pushes in, and it's like they rest the lens of the camera on the camera that the cameraman's holding, and it's just pointing at a door. And it's like, what the fuck is this? Then the reporter comes from the left side of frame again, and then walks in that door. She was walking around a tree that was right by her, but it's so awkwardly shot and framed. Yeah. And then again, it's this thing of like, set something up, pay it off immediately. It's like, we didn't need to see her go to that door. But you had to, because this whole time in the background, you know who's there. Oh, the old Scooby-Doo villains, Mayor Walsh and Clinton Jefferson. And the mayor says that they need the tape, but have no worries. Clinton Jefferson is on the case. He pops the collar of his shirt and he heads right into that bar. So we are back to Jimbo, the Cajun fisherman. He's still taunting the Aquanoid. He says he sees its calling card. And then we cut to a shot of a dead bird floating in the water.
Oh, yeah. They like to jump up out of the water like big whales or dolphins and just catch birds and kill them.
That made me laugh because it's like, it's so fucking there must have been a dead bird there. And they're like, oh shit. The Aquanoid
Shoot it, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yep.
We'll use it for something.
But anyways, he says that he sees something tugging on his string, which it's not moving. And they keep cutting to shots of this lobster tail or whatever this meat is just hanging in the water. There's nothing there. So he puts on the goggles that go over your eyes and nose, and with the hat still on, just plunges his head into the water.
I laughed at that.
It's the only back they had that week.
But anyways, eventually he pops back up. I think he takes the hat off. He goes back down, and then, of course, the Aquanoid grabs him by the head and pulls him under the water. We get the same shots, blood, bubbles, limbs, yada, yada, yada. But then we see a boot floating to the surface, paying off sex, pointing out that the girl's shoes were gone too. Yeah. So it's going to do, and apparently, like Joe said, likes them.
It needs to see them toesies.
Yeah. Well, maybe the Aquanoid can walk on land, similar to Creature from the Black Lagoon, but its feet are so sensitive to the hot sand.
Yep, it needs the shoes.
That it needs the shoes, so it can get on land.
Teens keep breaking bottles. Which isn't good for the beach.
That
You shouldn't do that.
A lot of pollution
glass everywhere. Yeah.
Yeah.
Speaking of sand, Joe had found a movie that he shared with me that he needed in the joint Plex account for him and Nick. What was it called? The Sand, Joe?
Yeah, it's got a couple different titles. I think the version we found is called, let me see.
It's anyways,
it's about a beach that literally kills people. So it would have done good on the beach points. But like
Yeah.
you step on it, has these little tendrils that come up and kill people. But the only reason I'm pointing this out is because Jamie Kennedy is in it for like 10 minutes. He's like a beach cop. He looks fucking terrible.
He does. I will say this about Jamie Kennedy. He looks bad these days. He's looking rough. He's looking bloated. His hair's thin, but it keeps growing it a little bit. Having said that, his YouTube channel is actually pretty great.
Oh, I didn't even know he had one.
He has a channel where he just talks about his life experiences and exactly what happened, like in Scream and the making of all these different movies, what happened with the Son of the Mask, why he did it. It's from an entertainment point of view, entertainment industry point of view, he's very candid and very likable. So I've been really enjoying, believe it or not, his YouTube channel. I think it's fairly new too. I think it's only been up maybe 6 months or so.
Shout out to an aging Jamie Kennedy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So anyways, hard cut. Vanessa's parking her scooter once again outside of the City Hall fire station. Officer stands. In this moment, the mayor calls, I think his badge technically says Rossman. The mayor calls him Stans, and then 10 seconds later says, hey, take a look at this, Ray. Who knows what this guy's fucking name is? I'll just keep calling him Stans.
Well, I hope it's not Ray Stans, and they're not trying to do a Ghostbusters thing, but the director's name's also Ray, so maybe that was some sort of weird. Maybe it was a flub. Maybe that is the director, and they called him by his actual name. Well, could be.
But anyways, the Stans and the mayor are talking about something random, we saw the rope in the boat and all this stuff, but then it's just cut off, never brought up again. Who cares? Because Vanessa runs in, I've got a picture of an Aquanoid. And we saw 2 pictures that she took. Okay. Now, the 2 pictures that we saw her take in that moment are clear as fucking day. One's the arm of an Aquanoid, and then it's like 3 seconds later, you see like the upper body, the head, and the arm of the Aquanoid. Yeah. But she hands him the shot of the arm, but it's completely blurry, because they do that classic, somebody pulls up the camera and then ka-chink, and then the frame freezes so we could see what it is. That was clear as day. For some reason, maybe when she developed it, it came out like shit. I don't fucking know. Or Walgreens fucked it up. But anyways, it's blurry. And the mayor's like, what is this? Some seaweed? Stans. He hands it to Stans. They just mock it. He's mocking her. He kicks her out. And he says that we have some business to attend to. And she retorts, oh, yeah? Whose turn is it to play the woman? And then she turns and leaves. So, gotcha.
Get it.
But that apparently incenses them so bad that Stans and the mayor agree that she needs to be taken care of. And Stans is the one that brings it up, and the mayor's like, I couldn't agree more. And then he reaches into his desk, the only item in the room, and he pulls out a bank envelope filled with cash that was just there for a rainy day when you need to get somebody whacked. And he hands it to Stans. Stans takes off, says, I'll take care of it. And then the mayor picks up his plans, rolls them up. He pats him, he kisses him, and he says, "Oh, I'm gonna make me millions. I'm gonna be a millionaire."
I think this whole thing was just because he didn't want to travel like 6 miles to go to the Costco in the other town.
Well, we would assume that he had to take a boat to the other Costco because they're on an island, right?
Yeah.
So you would assume. I mean, it does sound like something that would be necessary on this island, but
yeah,
I don't know.
And it's all the dastardly deeds that are happening on behalf of the mayor. All really, I mean, I know it's for money, but really it's just to build a mall.
Yeah.
It's just to build a mall. I mean, so he can get rich, even though he's an very old man. And I feel he probably already is pretty wealthy. He seems like
it. Yeah.
But
he's
got a cool
mistress
building
money.
The teens can ignore in 3 more years after this.
Correct.
And he's a successful mayor. He can be the mayor of a town where 17 tourists are eaten and gobbled up and nobody knows what happened. And he's been reelected multiple times. So, I mean, he's a success. I just don't know why he feels he needs to bring in this fucking mall and kill everybody.
He doesn't
to
feel
do
anything. He's just an actor. The script tells him you're a seedy, bad villain mayor.
Yeah.
But anyways, cut to smooth boy Clinton Jefferson sidling up to Courtney McClure at the bar. They exchange information. This is the same bar that Jackson was at, so this is clearly shot the same day. They exchange information, and he brags about watching her show all the time. He orders a double blackjack on the rocks, and she says, I'll have what he's having. Hard cut. The hardest cut of all time to them fucking on a sink. Just,
I laughed. I fucking howled at this because I did not see it coming. I thought that he was going to try to seduce her or try to get her drunk and then take the tape. I didn't, especially, and maybe they were going to fuck, but I didn't think in that moment after he said, "Oh, she'll have it," it was going to cut to a very quick of the screwing. I laughed so hard at this, and this is where it pulled me back after the
anything
silly
with
ass
Clinton
boat.
Jefferson.
You know,
Well,
this pulled me back in.
Everybody knows that people like to fuck with their bra and panties and like underwear on.
Yeah.
It's like you want to have sex, but you don't want to see each other's privates. That would be disgusting and rude.
Correct.
So you just got to keep the undergarments on the whole time.
You see, Joe, your bit here is that, like, oh, of course they would get all naked because I want to see all of the girl. But for people who have had sex enough, you don't need that, all of that. Sometimes it's fun to just in the heat, in the throes of the moment, take off what is necessary and go to town on each other. You know, it's
especially
not,
when you're in a public place where you might need to really quickly. Oh shit! You know.
Yeah,
Well,
where is that?
I think it's either.
Is that in the
I think it's
bar?
at her place.
It has
has
to
to
be
be
her
her-
house because I have a shower.
Yeah.
She takes a shower.
Oh,
But also,
I was thinking it was in
Ryan,
the bar.
Ryan, do you go to
But
bars
yes,
that have
there's a-
showers?
Oh yeah. You got hose off the drunks.
Right,
There might
goes
be
to the
one
full
out
service
there.
bars.
There
Yeah.
might be one out there, like you know,
Like a
but,
truck stop.
Yeah.
or maybe it's one of these really nice bars. Oh, I guarantee. Does anybody know? I bet the Silver Slipper has some sort of shower situation.
You would think, right?
They've got the dancers. They probably have some hose off
I
station.
hope so.
You know, so
They
maybe.
just have a tile room. They spray them down. Yeah.
So anyways,
God.
It's a glitter shower. That's all it is.
we get this hard cut to them fucking. We cut back. He's complimenting her screen presence. We cut back. They're humping back. And he's talking about, oh, you should be on the silver screen, more fucking. You know, and during some of this fucking, Courtney's asking about the mayor's corruption and the Aquanoids. So it's clearly she's having sex with him because she knows he's the right-hand man of the mayor. She's trying to get some information. Yeah. There's also
Tell me about the mayor. Tell me about the mayor.
And it really throws him off. It throws
Yeah.
he
Fucking
throws his stroke off.
Aquanoids. What? Well, then she starts spanking him. She's spanking his butt.
yeah.
Like, tell me
Yeah.
about the mayor. It's fucking
You've
weird.
been a bad boy. Tell me about the mayor.
Lucky for him, he can't nut unless he's thinking about the mayor. So
Yeah.
it all
Yeah,
worked
it worked
out.
out for him.
Well, actually, not this time, Zach,
That's
Uh,
true.
because
He's got
when
some lotion.
we finally cut back, so obviously this is taking place after they were at the bar together. We finish the sexing, and she's like putting new lipstick on or chapstick or something in the mirror, and she's like, "Oh, that was so great. Thank you for that." And he's like, "Well, hey, what about me?" And so she grabs some
Vaseline.
Vaseline and hands it to him. And he's like, what you bitch? You know, and she's hopping in the shower. She's like, thank you for the good time. You know, so then he, seizing the moment, unzips his pants and he stands like in like this bow-legged stance, like he doesn't know how to like get his junk out of his pants. And he starts miming like he's masturbating. Oh yeah, this is it. Look, girl, this is the thing that I wanted to do. You know,
That's good lotion. All this lotion. He keeps talking about the lotion.
and while
It's
while
like she
he's
can't
doing,
see you anyway. So why are you going
yeah,
through the whole
and the
shirt?
shower
Yeah.
is super loud. She's not even paying attention. She got her nut. She's done.
Yeah.
And so, but he's digging in her purse and he's getting the tape out. So, anyways, he absconds with his, wiggle waggle out the door. And then we cut to Christina using 2000 era Photoshop to make another flyer. And then Officer Stans just walks into their house and he's got some new KFC accent.
I love so much that they were like, the problem is our flyer doesn't look good
Cool
enough.
enough.
Like that's the
Yeah,
problem.
yeah.
If we could just make a V2 of the flyer, maybe we rushed out.
Ryan complained.
They
So,
heard
Right.
my complaint. They're like, he knows. He
Yeah.
knows about advertising. He's worked in an advertising world. So
Yeah.
well,
Yeah,
long and
yeah.
short of this scene, Stans has a new accent. He's doing some Southern Fried thing. We don't know why, but he's setting it up. He's trying to get Vanessa isolated. He's like, you show me where the Aquanoid is. I got approval to put the Baywatch boys out there. We're going to keep everybody safe. We're going to like rope it off or some shit. And then that's the end of mine and Nick's parts.
Then we go back to, we go to the beach now, and I was calling them Statler and Waldorf, these two old fucks. They are up on a hill, like spying with like a fucking. Do they have a spyglass or is it binoculars?
Oh, it's
they-
like a
sniper
rifle
scope.
scope.
Yeah.
yeah. Yeah.
But he's like holding it with like one hand up to his eye. Like,
Like-
ooh.
Yeah.
Like a pirate.
I spy
Yeah.
with my little eye.
And so he's spying on them. Lead girl and accent man, Ray or whomever. They're out in this little dinghy trying to look for Aquanoid shit. I don't know. They what does she say? I found I'm gonna record the habitat.
Triangulars.
Yeah, he says, "Oh, I'm gonna do some science shit," and he doesn't at all, and he attacks her. And then they have this weird little like kind of shitty kung fu fight in a boat, and we keep cutting back to Statler and Waldorf like watching them from afar.
They're just watching.
And eventually she or he grabs her boobs and like starts squeezing them, and so she grabs his dick and squeezes it so hard that it explodes. It
like an orange.
It bleeds out of his shorts.
Yeah. It is the most puzzling fight choreography of all time.
Yes.
Like, other than he said, what if hey guys, do me a favor. I'm not having a great day. I'd love to grab some boob. And they're like, fine, we'll do a boob grab. Like, because that is not a fight move.
No, you don't grab someone's boobs to fight.
No.
This is not going to help you win a fight.
Oh, we're at the boob
grabbing. Yes, grabbing someone's dick so hard it explodes. That's a bad move in a fight.
That is a Mortal Kombat fatality, is what that is.
Yes, that is the whole different finisher. And he's screaming, "Oh, you bitch! Oh my god!" And she just very gingerly kicks him in the butt, and he falls into the ocean.
Yes.
And says something like, "You're gonna leave me here," or some nonsense. I don't know.
Of course
Leave
she
me
is.
while you're killing me.
Yes. Then we go back to also this little guy reminds me of Brad Dourif a lot.
Yeah, from Lord of the Rings.
Okay.
He used to voice of Chucky and One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest.
Yeah. So we go back to her and he says, "Frank, we underestimated her. Time to kick it up a notch. You hear that? Time to kick it up a notch. No more fucking around with this broad. Period."
I don't know. What do you mean no more fun? You paid a man to murder her. I mean, it didn't work. But what? No more fucking around. You were fucking around before when you paid for the murder.
Yeah.
I mean, I
what
think
else
that's
you
the end
possibly
of
gonna
fucking
do?
around. I think once you hire a hitman, that is the absolute end of fucking around.
What's really funny about it too is so they're using the sniper scope to watch this happen. That is presumably the same sniper scope that was on the rifle that the mayor wields later in the movie, meaning that he removed the scope from the deadly weapon to watch the person he wants killed get killed.
Yeah.
Why would you not bring the entire gun in that scenario? I don't.
They don't want to have to do it themselves if they don't have to.
Good point.
Yeah. Mayor can't get his hands dirty.
Right.
Mayor's gonna have nice, clean lady hands.
I just
That's a good
keep
point.
thinking about, like, when those two guys got up that morning, it was scheduled. We're going to have a meeting. We're going to talk about the blueprints. And if they had any idea where the fucking day would lead them, think about, I was thinking about at this point, they've been interviewed on TV. They realize Aquanoids are back. They've covered up multiple deaths. The one guy banged a TV reporter to steal a tape. Now they're out trying to watch a murder that they ordered. It didn't work. I mean, what a fucking day.
What a day, though, for real.
For these two older gentlemen.
I hope they had a big breakfast. That is just a rough day.
Some almond cereal or something. Originally, the PTA was just gonna fuck with them.
That's a big
Poured myself a big bowl of almonds this morning.
Joe, is your family like squirrels? You just pour nuts into a bowl and add milk on it and just.
I do some Lucky Charms, some pistachios, and maybe a little nutmeg on it. I think that's a good breakfast.
Sounds pretty good.
Are you serious?
No.
Oh, okay.
Lucky Charms.
Have you ever eaten a pistachio nut, Joe?
Nutmeg.
I believe I have. Sure, it's the green one.
I'm
That's
impressed
the
you were
green
able-
nut.
You were able to say pistachio.
Oh yeah, I can say words.
Well,
Debatably.
Yeah.
Some of them.
I think people have been listening long enough to
Some of them.
maybe have a different viewpoint.
Sorry, Trevor.
Oh no, it's good. Listen, I don't remember a lot of this movie, so let's vamp as much as we can. So they go back to. I wrote down they'll go back to the lab, but they go back to her house.
Yeah.
And they basically go there just to get stuff to because they're going to hit the road again to start warning the people again about the Aquanoids. So they grab all their shit. They grab their new flyers. And they head out the door, and one of them says, "Time to put some foot to ass." And we zoom in on their old school Mac, and they've got a fresh new colorful sign.
Yeah.
It says, "Dangerous waters, enter at your own risk." I like
And
that
I
there's
approve
this
of
whole
that.
arc of their sign getting fancier.
Right. They have learned. Well, what you don't see is at night, one of them has been going to graphic design school. So this is really starting to pay off.
Yeah.
Character
We
development.
get some more. Yeah. We get some more scooter footage. This time they're going through alleyways and knocking over. This feels like a 90s toy commercial.
Yeah.
Where you'd like zip the car through all the boxes, they fall over, that kind of
Yeah,
thing.
well, 'cause
I wait for Jeffrey from Toys R Us to come out. Bobbling his head.
There's a shot of Vanessa like
You knocked over Donatello.
driving through an alley filled with garbage cans, but there's one right in the middle of the frame. She drives right into it. So I don't know what the
Yeah,
point
it
is.
falls.
I laughed at that too. That got me.
Well, and also
that got me.
Christina's not in that shot, but in the previous shot, she's seen pedaling her scooter or pushing on because she must have lost power. So maybe Vanessa's like, "Fuck you!"
I got
And
to
I
plug in.
also-
I'll catch up.
I also feel that the actress who played Christina was not as adept at the scooter as the actress playing Vanessa, because there are multiple shots of her and she's like, she's kind
Clinging
of
to
crouched
it.
down. She looks very nervous and uncomfortable on the thing.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah, there's only
no
one shot,
problem
quick
taking her
one.
top off in this movie, but the scooter.
Well, she's done
Scooter's
that
where she
hundreds
draws
of
the line.
times, but the scooter thing, that's only been 10 to 20 times.
Yeah.
Oh, geez. So they go back to what's this guy's name? I called him Fake Sean
Jackson.
Bean.
I've got dad
Jackson.
time, Emmy.
Yes. They go back to Jackson, and they tell him about Accent Man Ray trying to attack her. Stanzi, yeah. He says, he immediately jumps to like 10. I'm gonna kill him. But they
He's
say,
also so sweaty.
oh yeah.
He's very sweaty. It's hot in that house. They
Yeah.
had to turn the AC off. Like we understand, they had to turn the
Oh,
AC off
Yeah.
because it
We've
was
all
picking
been
up on
there.
the microphone. So the actors are sitting there sweltering.
Yeah, and the
Yeah.
lighting. The lighting.
Yeah, the
That's
lighting
right.
to it. Yeah.
Yeah, the
Oh.
one work light
With
with the 60-watt bulb in it.
Uh-huh.
They borrowed that from Andrew Torres over the next town over. He was shooting Sickness House. They were doing it back and forth.
Right.
They pointed the car. They pointed the
the
Jeep
local-
headlights in the window.
Yep.
Oh yeah, you weren't on Sickness House, Joe. Never mind.
Yeah, he wasn't on that.
I was like, I was trying to think, what is
Have you
Joe?
have
What
you
is-
listened to the 3 episodes that you weren't in?
No, I have not yet.
Are you gonna?
Damn.
Yeah, maybe.
You
He's
should be
not
funny.
going to.
I don't know. I gotta make time.
If-
I gotta make time in
If
my
you
busy
listen to
schedule.
any of them, listen to Sickness House because I do think that one has the most laughs.
Yes,
Yeah,
that
there's
was
some
very
good
good.
That's not a
What I've
jab
heard
at
so
you,
far.
Zach, or Virus Shark.
Mm.
Yeah.
Okay. I think I was there for Sickness House.
No,
Yeah,
but
you
it's
were.
because it was a competition. Sickness House
Oh,
versus Virus Shark. So
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
It-
fair.
I am curious. We did ask the fans to tell us what they thought, which film is better. So
Okay.
hopefully when this comes out, we'll have some answers.
Nice.
So they're in Jackson's place, and they tell him about Stan's attacking her. Oh, Jesus Christ! And he says, "Oh, I want to kill him, but hey, don't worry. He actually got eaten by an aquanoid." And he says, "Great, now it's got the taste for human flesh again. God help us now." And then she shows him the other picture of the aquanoid, where you can see like its head and its arms, sitting there, and
the
it's
far
not,
better picture.
Yes.
yeah, the one that you would want to show like the mayor to prove
Yeah.
that this is a real thing.
And
She
okay,
shows this guy.
remind me of the timeline. Did she get these pictures before or after being interviewed by the news?
Before, I believe.
That would have been a great
Yeah.
moment to show that fucking picture.
Yeah.
Would have been great.
Would have, could have,
No
should have.
time.
Yeah. She shows him the picture and he just says he's ready to kill him, really. And then we cut to the beach. We cut to some teens at the beach and who are the
Ugh.
friends of bitchy girl. What's her name? Deborah.
Deborah,
Or Debbie.
Deborah.
Mayor's lover, daughter.
And they're talking about old man Jackson babbling to the reporters about Aquanoids. And then they start talking about Roger Corman and horror movies.
Oh
So-
yeah.
Ryan,
That's
you
all
have any
And
thoughts
they
on
do
teenagers
that?
this.
Yeah,
And
I
they
got
do
some
this
thoughts
for a
on this.
long time. Yeah, Ryan, I'm just going to let you do your thing for a few minutes here.
It is out of place in Aquanoids because it's the moment in the movie where the screenwriters want to put their nods into other aquatic horror movies and want to let you know that they know about aquatic horror movies. And so they've got these characters who I never in a million years would think to know who Roger Corman is. because they're just kind of bubble-headed idiots on a beach, and they're talking about Roger Corman, and then they go into a deeper dive, and they're referencing Leviathan and several other aquatic horror movies and Up from the Depths, and they even talk about one of my favorites, Tentacles. I call it Tentacoli because I use the Italian one, but they say, oh, those Italian knockoffs. It's just out of place dialogue that is supposed to appeal to the horror movie fans out there. And I hate when movies do that. Unless it's, guys are and I don't even like it when people are in a video store doing it, where it would be natural to be talking about movies. But I always hate when low budget filmmakers want to take a moment to stop everything to be like, hey, we know movies, name drop movie, name drop movie, name drop movie. And then it's just really out of place and it sticks out like a sore thumb. And I never in my million years would I think any of these characters would be talking about fucking tentacles. But anyway.
Yeah, not a single one of these fuckers knows any of these things.
No way.
And
I think I own every movie they mentioned, actually on Blu-ray.
Oh, yeah. With slipcover?
No, except From the Depths was a Scream
cover.
Yeah, actually, I do Piranha. It's on DVD though. I've got the Shot Factory Roger Corman Piranha, and that does have a slipcover. It's lenticular, actually. So yes, Joe, I do.
That's good. Nice.
Anyway,
a couple of them, they kind of split off, and some of them head down to the beach at this point, I believe. Is that right? Or is that a little bit later?
No, you still talk about the stoners, right?
Oh, yeah,
well, the one girl, gets upset talking about Deborah.
Two of them are making out, and one of them says, hey, I got this raft. You want to go out on the water? And
that's Roger, who makes the screaming orgasms.
Oh,
that's
okay.
him.
So they don't want to do that, and his I assume girlfriend agrees to go. Is this where she goes skinny dipping?
She stays behind. So it's just Roger goes out in his raft, and then the other three stay.
This is the part where we start cutting more and more and more.
It goes back between a lot of stuff.
Yeah, because I think Deborah's with Roger, who leaves.
Not yet. Just Roger leaves at this point.
I mean, she dates him. I think that's her.
Yeah.
The pairing is her and Roger.
No, she's with the long-haired guy that has the bandana on his head.
Yeah.
Is that Roger?
He goes off with the blonde.
Yeah, he does, but that doesn't like. So the blonde is making out with the guy who goes out on the raft. I think.
Is that Roger?
Roger thinks the guy is on the raft.
Yeah, he's with the blonde girl. He's not with Deborah.
Yeah.
But then the other guy leaves with the blonde girl. He goes up with her. I guess he's just double duty. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But then she was courteous enough to put her top back on.
Yeah, which
well, we're getting ahead of ourselves here.
Yeah.
Good point.
Yeah.
Oh, I forgot about
this. An old man shootout.
This is confusing.
Yeah, this movie really gets weird at this point. So they're back. We cut back to Jackson's place, and what the fuck is this guy's name? Brad Dourif's name.
Are you talking about
sleazy guy? Not Frank.
Clint.
Yes, Tony Soprano. Clinton Jefferson. He's there with a gun and he attacks. And they have this little shootout as the girls get in the truck and eventually do pull away and leave. It's a pretty boring shootout. Nobody really gets shot or anything. Just shooting the trees. It's a lot of collateral damage. Then we go back out to this teen who may or may not be Roger. He's drunk and he's singing some kind of song.
Yeah.
He's like mumbling gibberish,
screaming orgasms.
Yeah, and he's super drunk and he's way out there. And he just kind of stops rowing and kicks back and starts pounding a beer.
Yeah, I'm gonna pass out on the water.
Yeah, and then we go back to the rest of the teens back on the beach. And Deborah is bitching about lead girl, who she said, oh, it's all for attention. She's just bringing up Aquanoids because her mom died, and she just wants so much attention.
Yeah, it really stuck in her craw, that little back and forth, because she's at the party, supposed to be having a good time, and she's just sitting there stewing about Vanessa, and she just can't help but bring it up.
Yeah, she's just going off about it. I'm sorry, she just really pissed me off about this Aquanoid shit. And her friend, the blonde, is eventually sick of it. She says, I forget what she says, but she decides to go skinny dipping. She takes off her sweater and then takes off her top. And like Zach said, in about 10 seconds, she puts it back on, apparently, for the next scene.
Yeah, because the curly-haired guy follows her. And then the next time we see them, they're kind of frolicking in the water and her top's back on.
Yeah. Yeah, so curly head guy with the bandana is trying to get Deborah to come out there, and Deborah says, "No, I'm going to go look for these sandals I left here the other day."
I laughed at that real hard too because it's
Yeah,
just
it's like,
They're gone, Deborah. Accept it.
I
yeah,
got drunk and lost my sandals.
Like I thought that
a
was her.
few days ago.
I thought that was her like trying to get out of the skinny dipping because she didn't want to do it. But like
Oh,
I feel
now
like
now I think she actually was looking for him.
I think she
Yeah,
was
'cause she
afraid of
goes
the
searching.
Aquanoids. I think that my
Well,
takeaway was that she was actually
yeah.
something was, even though she's pissed,
Mm.
that's why she's pissed is because like it's one of those like if this is real, I don't want to go in the water and die, but if it's fake,
Right.
they've ruined my good time.
Yeah,
yeah.
you're right. You're
But
right.
she goes kind of down the beach a little bit and finds a big pile of stuff and a
Goop.
bloody foot. Oh, yeah, a bunch of goop,
Yeah,
some
like
seaweed,
seaweed.
and she finds a bloody foot.
The Aquanoid was keeping it for later. That's part of his collection.
Right.
Yeah. She
Well, yeah, he
screams,
wears it
and
like
then
his
we
own
go, yeah, and then we go back to the other part of the beach where they are frolicking. Curly-headed bandana dude and blonde girl who's put her clothes back on. They're frolicking, and then all of a sudden the Aquanoid attacks. It says, "Julie, look out!" And the Aquanoid just kind of jumps out and grabs her. We don't really see much.
no.
We never see much of the Aquanoids. But we get some weird slow-mo shots where they try to make it dramatic. But he's just kind of flopping around in his weird suit. This guy doesn't really make too much of an effort to go help her.
Any
It
effort
looks
you
like
could
he's
say.
like he looks like he's walking like this, like he's in slow motion trying to get to her.
Well, in his defense, he was in ankle deep water. It's tough to navigate.
I mean, but you
You don't want to
still.
step on something sharp.
Right.
Yeah, well, there
You
could
step
be
on
other
a piece of
Aquanoids.
coral
options.
reef and you're done.
Yeah.
He had to lend his sandals to Deborah because she had lost hers last week. So
That's
he
it.
was barefoot in there.
You got me, Zach. That's it. They go out. There's a fight that you can't really tell what is going on. There's a lot of like just water zipping around over the camera, a lot of dramatic music. You see some arms flailing here and there, but not much. But around that same time, we then see Jackson and the girls in the truck. They have reached the beach, or they're about to get to the beach. But then we cut again back to the drunk guy on the raft out in the middle of nowhere, and we get the music turns into like a row your boat for a split second, like kind of like a busted row your
Yeah.
boat.
Music choices
was-
in this movie are very interesting.
They're the freest choices that you
Yeah.
can find, I feel like. He's pretty confused. He looks down into the water to try to spot some of these Aquanoids. He says, "You fucking Aquanoids," and he's like putting his beer in the water, pointing at him. We get some more Aquanoid vision, and big old hand comes up, gets him across the face, pulls him into the water. We see a couple of very quick cuts of just blood on his chest, blood on his face, and the Aquanoid claw just kind of resting on his face, really. Then we get a wider shot of him kind of falling into the ocean. And then we're back on the beach again. Teen guy has lost his bandana and is very slowly, like zombie almost, walking towards Deborah.
Was
Chad
not
is
a
his
good look
name.
on that guy.
No, he looks
No.
like doo-doo, but for a good reason, I guess, because he falls face first down, and we see his back is all ripped up.
Yeah.
She screams, "Oh my God." And she then just looks at the other. Who is this other guy that's
The other guy's
dead
the
she
cop
bumps into?
from earlier. So this is the fucking cop that had his
Yeah.
dick ripped
Weird.
off, but he
Yeah,
is now
Stanley.
washed
Okay.
up, unbeknownst to her, has washed up onto the shore, like with just enough life left in him to go.
Yeah, he pops up for a
And-
split second, and she backs into like the water, like, "Oh my God."
Yeah,
And keep in mind that we know now that I don't want to call him Ray, that Officer Stanzi is dead on the beach because
Yes,
there's
yeah.
a weird piece of, I don't know, evidence or something that's coming up soon that doesn't make sense with when we
yes.
know Stanzi's dead on the beach. It's just a continuity thing, but
yeah.
keep in mind that
It
we know
happens.
he's dead on the beach right now.
Well, that's not to say that a certain tic tac headed friend of ours doesn't go down to that beach to collect these bodies.
I mean, it's
That's-
possible, but I don't.
It's
I
hard.
would even know that was down there. You know.
He knows the
He knows
Aquanoids
a
are
lot
back.
of things.
True.
He
Yeah.
doesn't know where they're attacking. He didn't know. Well, they attacked Stanzi down there.
He's the original Aquanoid. He had sex with a fish
Mm.
and he made it.
Oh shit!
Well, it's like in the Lost Boys. You've got the big daddy who kind of watches over everybody, but everyone thinks he's human. That's this guy. He's actually an Aquanoid, and he kind of keeps track of all the baby Aquanoids that grow up around the area. He's keeping them safe under the guise of being just a really creepy coroner.
Yeah, that's it. Deborah is attacked. We last saw her backing away. Oh my god, dead body. She backs into the water. Aquanoid's still there, grabs her foot, knocks her down. She's getting dragged into the ocean. There is a little tussle there. There's a weird fade and fade back up, and we see the same beach. We get a close-up of the dead cop again, and we see her walking out of the water. Also, the drunk raft teen is also washed up on shore now.
Yeah.
He's just there, just like, we're catching everybody up.
Maybe that's to show the passage of time
Yeah, yeah.
Could
for
be.
certain
Sure.
reasons that we
Yeah.
I wish we
Just
didn't have to
washed
talk
up for a
about.
while, after a while.
Movie finally showed some restraint for
Yeah.
in one scene.
Well,
Well, yeah.
Well, I
just
mean,
wait. It comes back.
Well, I know. Yeah. They had to cut this to show that.
That's
I
not
feel
Joe's
like.
part, is it? That's not Joe's part.
No, I believe it's my.
Oh no,
Oh,
he's
thank God.
Okay.
Yeah, it's coming up pretty quick. We
I'll
see
keep
her
my nose
walking out
out
of
of
the
that
water.
part.
Joe, don't listen to
Walking-
the thirsting episode. Do not listen to. You are
Oh.
barred from ever listening to the thirsting
What?
episode.
Yes. Or
Is it-
at
is
the
it-
very least, if you do, I don't want to hear about it.
Oh, okay.
I
Yeah,
lived
don't
it.
watch
I
the
don't.
movie
I lived
either.
it and I listened to it.
Okay.
Yeah. She walks out of the water like a zombie, and that is finally the end of my thing.
So this is where the truck pulls up. So she's left the beach, and now the truck is pulling up, and we get again a recap of the beach, like looking out onto it, what's going on out there. We've got everyone dead, including we've got the officer, we've got Roger, and we've got other Roger. They're all dead, and a very warped
Yes.
shot of which I have had to stop it 3 or 4 times, is supposed to be the blonde girl's head
Mm.
being attacked by a pelican. And I'm thinking it didn't
You
look
mean
very
or
not a pelican, a
Yeah,
Seagull.
Now I know what you mean.
seagull. I'm thinking, so if you pause it at the right time, you could tell it looks like it's supposed to be it must be a mannequin head with a blonde wig and a bunch of fake blood, and maybe it looked so bad they decided to add the twirl thing to it.
Didn't stop him from doing other stuff.
I genuinely don't know why they thought that they needed to do it for her head, but that is what it is. It is a head with a blonde wig on being attacked by a seagull.
Yeah, that was strange.
It's very weird. It's very weird. So then I called him Dad Time Emmy. He comes up and he sees the Aquanoid in the water and he starts shooting. He's just trying to get blood. Just pow, 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 as many shots as he can into the water. Hopefully one of them hits. No, probably not. At one point, I thought maybe because they love references, this was supposed to be his Point Break moment of like, he finally cracked, like he's just going to shoot, yeah, shooting in the sky kind of thing, but into the water. So at this point, the 2 girls run up and they're like, what are we going to do? He's like, I got this. Let's load up. So they get back to the truck where they do their sweet load up montage. He just got done.
They commit, to me, a cardinal sin.
Yeah.
The Chekhov's exploding harpoon.
Right. Of course.
Oh yeah.
So he hands what's her name? Christina?
The friend.
The friend?
The friend, yeah.
Yeah, Christina. Yeah.
So he hands Christina a pistol. The pistol he just unloaded, but he does pull back the slide and now it has been reloaded, obviously.
Yeah. It's a
when
video
put a
game.
new bag in. Yeah, exactly. Gives her that and it's like, all right,
House
you
of
want
the Dead.
Call of Duty
Yeah.
Aquanoids.
Yeah, he pointed off screen and then reloaded. And he hands her a camera, says, we need proof. We need pictures. Okay, so she's in charge.
Good pictures.
Good pictures. She's in charge of the gun and the camera. And then what's the main girl's name? I keep forgetting that one.
Vanessa.
Vanessa.
Mm.
She picks up a thing. He's like, whoa, this looks like something you'd see in Jaws. And he's like, no, not that. We don't need that. We need this. An explosive tip harpoon pistol. You only get the one shot, okay?
Oh, and for the audience at home, this thing is so small that you can stick it in your cutoff jean shorts.
Right. Yes.
Convenient.
Actually,
Yes.
it's not. It's about 1.5 feet long. but doesn't she do that later? It's like gone. Like
Yeah,
It just disappear.
yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Because
But it
there's
is
a point where
small.
she
It
reaches
looks
down
like
her
a-
pants to get it out, and I'm like, what the fuck?
Genuinely, it looks like a Ryobi impact driver drill that they cut the cord off of. And that's my guess as to what this is.
Okay, Zach, we get it. You build stuff.
I've
Yeah,
been known
you're
to hang out at
cool.
Home Depot.
This guy.
Well, like, that sounds expensive. I bet they wouldn't have ruined that just for this movie.
You
It was
could get
already
one
broken.
Yeah, I was gonna say you could just get one at like a pawn shop, $20.
Oh.
That's probably what they did. That's
Craft
my
Service
guess.
was using it to stir the pudding.
As most people use impact drivers for is
Yeah.
pudding
Oh,
stirring.
yeah.
Gotta mix up
We
that
got
chili.
some gumbo over here, some hot gumbo. Can't
Cajun
actually put
Jimbo was
Stanzi.
there.
That was his. He was known for the gumbo.
He was the
He's,
gumbo guy.
Dekernelling the corn with it.
Of course. Yeah. That's one way to do it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So then he grabs 2 harpoons and he delivers the line with the intensity of every actor that's ever come before him. We're gonna kill this son of a bitch. It's just every line he delivers is so
Action
bad.
Jackson.
Yes. So then we get a slide. The fades in this movie, the wipes, the ways that they got from scene to scene are just, it's every preset in After Effects.
Yeah, well, and several of them come along with like a musical scene that goes.
Yep.
So we get to Officer Boyfriend, and Officer Boyfriend is driving by the cove, and he comes across Deborah, who Deborah's zonked right now. She is just walking. She's kind of out of it. Something has happened. We don't know what, but she's made it out of the water. Okay. So he gets her and he saves her, takes her to the corner.
Hold on a second, though. He
Mhm.
says several times, what's wrong with you? What's wrong with you? And then he looks down, and then they cut to a shot, an ISO shot of the side of her belly.
Right.
And so I turned to Lisa while I was watching, and I said, she's pregnant. And
Yes.
Lisa said, no, absolutely not. I'm like, she's pregnant. I'll bet you anything. It's the end of the movie or a post-credit sting.
Sure.
We're going to see her giving birth to a baby, and then or a baby Aquanoid, and then I'll let you take it
Yeah.
from there, Zach.
Well,
yeah,
and
the
so
Aquanoid put the sauce in her.
please don't say that ever again. So,
Bleep that.
so
Hold on a second. I have to
Nasty
apologize to
ass.
Joe. Joe, I didn't realize when we were talking about the badge on this guy's thing, when you were doing the pride stuff, I thought you were just doing a timely, bad-mannered joke. No, it
it's a-
actually is
it's a
rainbow
rainbow.
colored.
yeah, it is
Yeah,
a rainbow.
yeah,
food.
yeah.
Well, I apologize, Joe. You tend to have bad taste,
Okay.
so I just
Right.
assumed you were being
okay,
naughty.
Okay.
So I just
Okay.
wanted to get that out there on the record.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you.
No
I am a little
problem.
confused.
I like
and
you to be an ally.
Stop saying.
Um,
Now you're being bad-mannered.
Okay,
he
sorry.
might be. It might be earnest. You never know.
He might be
Oh,
Ernest
telling.
P. Worrell.
Yeah, that's only Ernest Joe knows.
So I'm confused about the coroner. He's also like the doctor on the island. That's weird to me.
It was
a
funny because we
small
said, "Let me
island, I
get you a
guess?
doctor."
I
I
guess.
thought to myself, "Oh, okay. We're gonna see him. We're gonna get a new character." And then it cuts to slimy ass covered in blood, drinking goop
Yeah.
from a beaker, listening to Casio keyboard music, coroner again.
Yes.
I was like, "That's the fucking doctor."
Yeah,
Yeah.
I can cut them open. I can put the organs in. I can take them out. I can put the teeth in.
Guys,
Yeah.
they already went through the effort, the painstaking effort of establishing this guy.
True.
I mean, they, for some reason, gave him that moment after Clinton Jefferson left the room. So it's like they really felt something about this dude. So they're like, of course, everybody's coming to Tic Tac.
Of course.
Ugh.
Of course. So here's the weird thing. All right. So then we swipe over and we are now in a birthing scene.
We go
Where-
straight
Yeah.
from that moment by the truck
Yes.
Yeah.
to this.
Straight to a topless Deborah, which is very confusing because I have seen
Didn't want
many
a skinny dip.
I've seen many a scene in many a movie, and never once has the woman who's pregnant gone, "Oh, get the shirt off me right now."
And plus, she was, she was wearing a. Let's say for sake of argument, that
Right.
the doctor was going to say, "Well, I need to be able to easily access your
Sure.
heartbeat, so I need
Yeah.
instead of getting under." She was already wearing just a swimsuit, so that was
Exactly.
Hold on,
never any.
Ryan. Hold on. This guy can't find a fucking heart to save his life, as we will find out.
Well, I was gonna say
Yeah.
women have like 5 hearts, like an earthworm. That's right. He was
Right.
looking at all of them.
Yes.
Well, he doesn't know because with Tic Tac is also he's really an Aquanoid, so maybe he doesn't
Yes.
understand human.
That could
Anatomy.
be it. That
So,
could be it.
they've taken up again. They've taken her top off. She is clearly gone into labor. She has got her feet up in the stirrups. Her lower half is covered in a white blanket, covered in blood, and he is just like checking her heartbeat while she's giving birth. Again, I've never been there for a childbirth. I can assume that they don't check blood pressure during it. I don't know, maybe, but the cop's there. He's also in the room, and she is really going through some stuff right now. And here is the homage to Alien, in which she gives birth to a little Aquanoid. It looks
Yeah.
like
Ooh, we could sell that to HBO Max. Little Aquanoids.
little Aquanoid. Yeah,
Little animated show.
it'll be just like young Sheldon. So this is clearly like the gizzards and the pieces of a turkey that they had for Thanksgiving that they have dolled up.
Well, my immediate thought when that thing, because that thing pops up from like, you get like the shots of her legs up in the blanket there.
Yeah.
The head pops up and it goes, "Rah!" And I'm like, Thanksgiving.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
Well, and what's weird is the whole time, so the cop's like, what's happening? And the doctor's like, I don't know. And I'm like, you've put her legs up in a stirrup. She is clear, like, you're a bad doctor. I mean, I guess that's the point I'm getting at. He's a bad doctor if he
He's
doesn't
not a
know what's
doctor.
happening. That's a good point. He's a coroner.
He's a post-life doctor.
Never seen one alive before. I don't know.
Oh, so this is how it starts. Oh,
Oh,
Yeah,
interesting.
this-
interesting.
So the baby Aquanoid is born. The cop pulls a gun, but instead of shooting the Aquanoid, and he is the worst at. Clearly, he's never seen a gun before, or he's played a lot of first-person shooter video games, and he assumes that because the camera tends to be placed in
Yeah.
the chest, that maybe the gun should be up here next to your eyeball. Your
Yeah,
elbow
it gives
should
you
be
better
an eye.
aim.
I will say this though, because in a lot of movies where you're threatening somebody to get information, usually it's like a, you're across the room holding the gun at him. He is like inches away from his forehead, like getting that gun up there, like, where did this Aquanoid come from?
Joe.
Uh,
For those who are only listening, Joe has some sort of weapon. Put it away.
okay, I just wanted to show people I know how to hold guns.
Well,
Joe,
this is
not
a
in your butt. Take it out of your butt.
Okay,
Yeah.
I will.
Is the safety on if you're
There
going to
we
put it
go.
up there?
Oh, whatever.
Why is there
He
a big
put a
dildo
condom on it.
stuck
Yeah.
to the end of
Yeah,
it?
I'm being safe.
It's a metal condom. So
Can you fire it from within your colon?
know, he
Maybe. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe I can press the trigger with my butthole.
he's been doing a lot of Kegels recently.
Yeah.
He's doing them right now.
Uh-huh.
He's got
so-
little fingers down there.
Oh.
Does-
Yeah, to the recall.
Now I'm picturing Joe's anus like a predator mouth.
I hate it. So back to the movie.
Oh, so
back to
this-
Aquanoids.
So
The cop grabs the little Aquanoid, chucks it at the ground, and curb stomps it. He puts his gun away and he gives
Yeah.
it the boot. He just splat and it crunches and it squeals and it's gross. And then our quote unquote doctor checks for a pulse. Turns out she's dead.
checks 3 times.
Checks 3 times because he's got to. He's got to check. Checks the eyeballs. Checks it all just to be safe. Again,
Make sure to put it on the stethoscope on the sternum
Oh yeah.
to really
In case to feel the vibrations of the
Yes.
heart, really more than
Yeah.
most
anything else.
heartbeats are present in the right boob, the
Yeah, try to
direct
pierce the
center of your
nipple.
chest, and then underneath the right nipple.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's where you
Yeah.
find most
Yeah,
heartbeats.
Joe,
Yeah.
could you find a heartbeat in a clitoris if you had to?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. I'll taste it for the air. Oh, the air. The air's moving.
Yes, of
I don't
course.
know.
The hair is moving.
Yeah, what
Yeah,
part
yeah.
of the
Do
body
the
do you think
thing
I'm
where you
talking
lick
about?
your finger and you hold it up
Yeah.
and you see which direction the wind is. I don't know. Is what that's
Yeah,
what
I'm
you
What
do.
a
golfing
str-
for Poon.
Yeah,
I don't
what
know
a
how that
strange
works with the
connection.
vagina.
I was just thinking, like, maybe she was queefing at the same time as well. For signs of
right.
life.
This is my
Okay,
fault.
exactly.
I'm sorry.
So anyway-
piece of shit, Joe.
Okay.
So
How many
anyway,
times you made me laugh hard, you piece of shit.
Okay, I understand.
so
Damn
anyway,
it.
the cop
brother.
picks up the curb stomped Aquanoid and takes it to the doctor, coroner man, and he's like, "Hey, what is this thing? I think it's an Aquanoid." And the doctor, still trying to cover up, is like, no, it's a deformed child. To which
He's barely trying to. No, it's a deformed child.
it's a,
He starts throwing out statistics.
he says
one out of every 500,000 kids are born with looking like
Looks
they're
just
Thanksgiving
like this.
turkey.
1 in 5 million children look like this, he says to him. And the cop then, as any normal human would say, is like, are you telling me I just curb stomped an actual child? And the doctor is like, I wasn't going to live very long anyway. He might as well have said, I'm a bad doctor. But like, so then the cop's like, what are you talking about? And sees the hand in the bucket, which was right next to the door. Luckily, again, cop didn't see it earlier. He pulls the gun and he does he pulls the gun, brings it right up above his head, best place to aim, and points it right at the doctor. And the doctor finally just lets it all out, just tells him everything that happened, right? He's telling him the mayor's all in charge. The mayor's done all this. They've killed a bunch of people. There's a whole cover up. Aquanoids are back. He tells him everything, right? He spills it. So then the cop, and then here's another reference because they love reference. You want the truth? You want the whole truth? He says,
Yeah.
The cop asks for the truth. And so then the coroner spills his beans and the cop hits him with a gun. Now, time gets really weird here. Cop knocks him out movie style, hits him with a gun. He passes out for approximately 12 to 13 seconds, long enough for the cop to get outside, get in his Jeep, and leave. Right after the cop leaves, the mayor and Phony Soprano, they pull up.
And they comment about seeing him leave.
Yeah, they're like, Beans, the cop's leaving. Like, this is no good. That shithead coroner better not have told. Then you cut inside. The coroner is doing a little photo shoot. He's put the Aquanoid next to his dead mom. He's wide awake. He didn't just get hit with a gun and knocked out cold. He's taking pictures.
Yeah, he pulls it's all set up like he's doing an Instagram thing. Like he covered her up. He covered up Diana with the thing, or Deborah with the sheet, and then he went down and got the dead Aquanoid baby and he laid it down next to her, and he's taking he's got something planned, with these photographs, because he's set up like a nice little pictorial.
It looks like it'd be on the National Enquirer.
Yeah.
Is Bat Baby real?
Right, exactly.
Yeah.
So he's taking pictures, and the mayor shows up with his buddy, and he goes to lock the door, but the mayor's too quick. He pulls the door open. They get in there. It's fast.
Exciting action sequence.
Yeah, right. Yeah. Well, the camera is very, low angles. They're like, oh, the mayor's up to some sinister shit. The mayor flings the door open and he sees this is where we find out concrete guarantee this is his daughter, not his weird mistress, because now the coroner's had enough. He's like, yeah, I told everything. I told it all. And this is your grandbaby right here.
Oh, yeah.
Which he taunts him.
Which is so
forgot
fucked
about
up.
that.
I don't know if the coroner at that point knew that, they're probably going to kill me anyway, so I'm going to make it quick, so to taunt him, or he's just as sick as we think he probably is.
Right.
But yeah, he picks up the Aquanoid and starts, hey, Grandpa.
Right. Well, and the mayor says to the coroner, he goes, after the coroner goes, I told him everything. And the mayor goes, you idiot. You just screwed the pooch.
Yeah.
Like, again,
I love that. I love anytime someone says screw the pooch.
It's good. And so he does taunt the mayor, to which the mayor shoots the coroner, ending that saga. And then the mayor says to Deborah before he leaves, and this is the dumbest line of the whole movie, honestly, is it was all for a good cause. Because it's not. The cause was Daddy wants to be a millionaire. That is the cause. That is not a good cause.
To build a mall.
Yeah.
In 2004, if only he would have known. Jeff Bezos was watching this. He's like, you fool. Too late at that point.
You could have just shipped things to people.
He might as well have just said, like, Deborah, we needed the Jamba Juice. Like, because it's not a good cause. This is a bad cause. But
He's like, you know what Babylon needs? A Build-A-Bear. And I try to bring it to the people.
They need
And
stuffed
you
animals with
ruined
lots
it
of
all.
fluff.
our dynamic duo, the mayor and Phony Montana here, they get in the car and they
Hold on, Zach.
There's
Tony
one bit,
Montana.
Yeah,
There's a
you're-
bit we can't leave. We
Phony
can't.
Soprano, my bad.
There you go.
because what's his name? Jefferson.
Oh,
Yeah.
Clinton Jefferson has something to say to that baby Aquanoid.
yes, he does. So he stares at it for a second, leaves the room, and he goes, "You ugly motherfucker," and then spits on it. The mayor's grandchild. How dare he?
I just kept laughing and watched it like 6 times.
I feel-
it
and
was so absurd.
They really missed a moment here because I was at the moment that the mayor shot Tic Tac in the head. I was hoping beyond all hope that Clinton would get up into his dead face and say, "Boating accident."
Yeah. That would
That'd
be
be really good. And so, so now the mayor and Phony here, they get out in the car and they immediately catch up to the cop who left a good 10 minutes prior to this. Even if it was 3 minutes, they catch up to him so fast. And this is where we get the super action sequence. The screen cuts into 2. We can get both perspectives. It's going wild. The cop, seemingly having a leisurely stroll, notices a car behind him. When Phony Soprano leans out the window, pop, pop, he starts taking shots. The cop is barely concerned, kind of ducks a little, nothing to really be concerned about here. And then the cop does what you always do while being shot at. He pulls over and he stops the car. He gets out and he runs up the stairs. And now we get a split into 3 frames.
Yeah, they're at like a pier or something. Like
I
a
think it's right
marine
above-
center.
It's got to be near Lover's Lane, right? Or Lover's Cove,
Lover's Cove.
Lover's Cove.
right?
Well, because there's that point. There's at some point where I don't know if this is coming up, but where Jackson says like, "I can't believe the Aquanoids got into Lover's Cove."
Yes,
But
exactly.
then they cut to a shot of open ocean. It's like, where's the cove? Like,
There's not like a fence that's busted open. It's just
No.
anything can be there.
yeah, including fish.
Yeah, imagine. He says that every time. He's out there once a week. I can't believe sea bass got into Lover's Cove. So we're now cutting to three different frames, and the action's going off. And Phony Soprano, he's got to reload because he's taking too many shots, and that is his downfall. Down goes the best character of the entire movie.
Yeah.
Yes, moment of silence.
Yeah, let's have a moment of silence for the
What a
best kid,
day.
please.
But what a day. He had a hell of a day.
I think it's how most of us would want to go out. It's a long
Yeah.
day. It's a
He had
long
big
day.
action-packed day.
Yeah,
man.
dude,
like
I want to have sex with a hot reporter and then get shot.
Well, it's like when when your dog is like sick, and so you take it from McDonald's and you take it to its favorite bar. That's what the
Give
mayor
it
did
nuggets.
for Phony Soprano.
I wanna get into shootouts. I want to spit on a
Monster
aborted
baby.
sea creature baby. Have
Correct.
sex with a
Get into a-
reporter.
High-speed car chase.
Yeah.
Yeah.
About a 10-mile-an-hour
then-
speed car chase.
Well, I mean,
And
he's an
all
old
on
man.
4th
It's
of July. This all happened on 4th of July.
What
so
a
I mean,
4th of
it's-
July.
it had that fun holiday vibe during the day because it was probably like a Tuesday, but it felt like a Saturday.
Probably had a
Exactly.
hamburger in the morning.
Yeah, for breakfast, probably. So,
4th of
so
July, why
now
not?
our 3 frames into 2, and the mayor now lining up his shot. He's got the rifle. He takes the shot, and the cop goes down. Presumably, he is dead. The mayor isn't about to check, though. He is busy. Obviously got a lot on the schedule. So he's like, I got him. That son of a bitch. Fuck the fact that my buddy's probably, maybe he's, that's fine. I got places to be. So he leaves.
No, there's been a precedent set here, Zach, in the world of Santa Clara Island,
Right.
where when a person dies, the body just disappears. Somebody's out there taking care of
It despawns.
Yeah. Tic Tac and the Medical Examiners Union are out there just collecting these things and hiding them away.
Just ends up falling through the floor texture.
He clips
Zach-
through. Wow.
So then Mayor, he walks away with a grin on his face. We cut to the beach where we've got Christina. She is waltzing the beach with the pistol ready, she's checking the rocks as if the Aquanoid maybe is going to try a new technique.
Oh, it's under
spoiler.
here.
It doesn't. It never takes the top rope, never takes the high ground. So,
Nope.
but tense music plays as we cut to the water where Vanessa and
How long is your part, Zach?
It's a long part. I'm pretty
He's
sure.
got a
it
I'll
must-
big
be
one.
coming up. I'll be coming
Yeah,
up.
he's
too.
coming-
Joe's got to unfortunately bring up the tail end, right?
Well, yeah, and
Yeah.
not only is it a long
I'll be
part, it's
bringing
a
up the
meaty
rear.
part. There's a lot of meat to mine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A lot of meat and a lot of
There-
potatoes.
again, this
Mhm.
just highlights the sickness house theory that these shorter movies have so much shit jam-packed in them.
Yes. They're
That
so
it's like-
dense.
Because this is going to be one of our longer episodes again. We're at
Yeah.
2
Yeah.
hours and 20 minutes, and Joe still has to do his last part.
Yeah.
Oh,
Well, I
God.
go quick. I go quick with the people.
Yeah. Joe doesn't
That's
watch
true.
the movie, so he's just scrubbing through it right now on Tubi.
Mm.
So we cut to the water, and we got Vanessa and what's his name, Daytime
Jackson.
Emmy, Jackson.
Yeah.
And they're just underwater. They're snorkeling. They're looking around. Where could it be? I don't know. A lot of kelp. And so then they both surface with their weapons. I do believe that they see. Do they see an aquanoid in this section?
I don't think so.
I'm not 100% sure. I don't think they see him, but they surface, and Jackson's like, "Hey, I'm going back in," and she's like, "Yeah, all right." And he's like, "Don't worry, I have grenades that I've comically taped to my belt with
And this is
painter
where he
really good there.
smiles. For the first time in the movie, he shows pleasure.
Oh, wait, hold on. Actually, this is where the confusion of the amount of aquanoids comes in. Actually, because I do believe. Hold on. I'm currently, as I said about Joe, scrubbing through it on Tubi.
He gets attacked,
He
and
gets
so
attacked.
does Christina.
Well, and
Yeah.
Vanessa shoots
Well,
the explosive tip
yeah.
at the aquanoid.
No, that comes at the
It
very
looks
end.
really, really different. The one that attacks Christina looks really different than the other one.
They both have
Some of the
Christina,
shots.
Vanessa, and Jackson both have like harpoon guns.
Oh, sure.
And then because I remember saying like, why are they not exploding? What the fuck is happening?
Right.
And then it's at the end where she pulls the thing out of her fucking pants and it's like, "Ah!"
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's right. So then mine ends here with Christina finding a hand and taking a picture with her disposable camera.
Yeah.
That'll be good. That'll be good, I bet. That'll turn out
Evidence.
well.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
But again, the bodies are missing. The rest, all the bodies are gone, but there is a hand there.
Yeah.
So, and that is the end of my part. Take it away.
All
Joe.
right.
Here
All right.
we go, Joe.
So Vanessa and Jackson are about to go in for the hunt, and Jackson tells her to watch his back and shows off his cool grenades. For some reason, he decides to dive underwater with a snorkel, which would really just clog up his lungs with seawater, and he'd be Noid bait in no time. Vanessa managed to follow the only rule of snorkeling that there is and keep the whole end of the device not underwater.
I could correct you. I'm gonna correct you. So
Okay.
when
Yes,
people
please.
go snorkeling in like this kind of depth, what they do is they will kind of scout where they're going with the snorkel above water. Then they take a breath and go underwater. They don't take this whole snorkel off and like abandon it up above. But yeah, like it's not
Okay,
like the
okay, it
minute the
just looked a
snorkel goes
little
underwater,
silly.
it vacuum seals into your lungs. But it does. I get what you're saying.
Yeah. So Jackson also has cool plastic feet flappies that make him faster than things that live underwater.
Beef flappies?
Yeah,
feet
feet
floppies.
flappies.
You know what they
Here we
call
go.
them.
More bits than telling what happens in the movie.
I am
We're
going
back
for
to
the
that
movie. I'm
Christmas with the
going.
dad talking about jerking off or whatever, which didn't happen, or cell
I
phones or
was-
whatever. Let's focus on what happens in the movie.
I was
Who
correct
cares
about
what
the
his
horses. I
footwear
bet.
is?
I was correct about the horses they fucked.
You're dead wrong about those
Okay.
horses.
Those horses.
Don't you-
watch the episode.
Stop
Joe.
talking
We
about
see
Lucky
the
Stiff.
scene.
Hold on a second,
Yeah,
Joe.
we see the scene.
Joe, did you watch the holiday special?
I did.
Okay, I showed literally every bit of
I
footage
know.
of those horses.
There's no extra.
No.
No.
I
Well,
thought- I
there's
swore-
more.
I
There's
swore
more
to
of them.
God.
There's
Yeah.
more of them riding the horses at the very end of the movie, but no
Okay.
more of them in the stable. I used every bit of footage I
Okay,
had.
okay. I swore to God that they were getting rowdier in the cut I saw, but I
think-
could be wrong.
I think
Joe
you were
just
just bouncing
sees
between the
what he
movie and
wants to see.
bestiality. You were just bouncing between the two. You got both frames up at the same time. I don't blame you for getting confused.
Okay, I understand. I was watching Animal Passions.
What's
All
that?
I don't like
Documentary
that
on
you got it.
zoophilia.
Oh.
Yeah, I hate that you just pulled that out. Yeah, keep. Well,
Okay.
What else happens in Aquanoids?
As the hunt continues, the Aquanoid is able to get the jump on Jackson, but Vanessa's able to fire off the harpoon that doesn't explode because that would cost too much. Jackson has a large hole in his overshirt that might lead to his death.
His what?
So his overshirt. So he's got a black undershirt on,
Okay.
and his overshirt
It's
is ripped
overshirt.
just a tiny bit.
I don't think. I think you would just say his shirt and then his undershirt.
Yeah.
Okay.
This is
Okay,
like
I
the Zach
Joe
upput, Joe
mixed it
downput.
around. Well, I got my shirt on, but then I put a shirt over. That's my overshirt.
Okay, I'm
There's
sorry.
no
I'm
bit
not
of
up
an
to date
undershirt.
with fashion. I'm sorry. I'm not a fashionista.
Joe, do you
Like some
have
of
your
us.
over underwear on and your underwear on?
Yeah. My pants shitting underwear and then my clean pants underwear.
Joe
Good.
goes to Foot Locker and buys some over socks.
Because
I need to go
over
for
his
running over
feetsies.
socks. What do you got?
Yeah. All right. So he's got a large hole in his shirt, and it might lead to his death. So he reveals to Vanessa that he was really her daddy this whole time. He says, "Oh,
Wow.
my sweet little baby girl. I wish I could have been daddy for you.
You know
But I
what?
think I have to die now."
This is another trope, but not for summer movies. But this idea that like we didn't. Why?
Okay,
Why
Why
is
was this a twist?
so here's exactly.
Why were
This
you
is
her
the-
dad the whole time?
But the thing is, like, so are we to assume the beginning sequence of the movie? It's him watching his wife cheat on him, and he did not go in to save her or warn her about Aqua.
Yeah.
And he
That's
lets
why.
die,
Figured it all
and that's
out.
why he makes that pain
Holy
face.
shit.
Yeah, that was my thought here, but I was like, they didn't earn this, and it's
Damn.
bad.
So wait,
Yeah.
who raised her? Who raised her?
The streets.
we don't know.
It sounds like.
Yeah, the nuns.
I didn't think she got so
Because it was
fancy with
16 years
harpoons.
ago. So I'm guessing she's maybe 26 in this. So she
Yeah.
was 10.
Yeah, that is interesting because I'm trying to think. Well, like if that was his daughter, why didn't? Maybe it's because he lost his mind. Maybe after he
they
saw that he was I mean, maybe this is like the best Jackson's ever been. It's taken 17 years to get to this point of mental
yeah.
health.
I've got it figured out. Of course.
Okay.
This happens. Jackson's on the scene. Ladies and gentlemen, there's been an Aquanoid attack. 17 people dead. And the mayor said, you know what? I got a doctor. I want you to come see. He's going to help you get through this traumatic situation. Fucking Tic Tac gave him a lobotomy. Just fucked his shit right up.
That would explain his face.
Yeah.
Yeah, he hit a nerve while he was digging into the cerebellum, and he's like, "Well, he's
Yeah.
gonna have a fucked up, scrunched face for a while, but it's fine."
Yeah,
People
it's
just
fine,
think he's
yeah.
confused about the Aquanoids.
Yeah.
That'll be fine.
So, the family drama is interrupted when Christina's leg is grabbed by a second Aquanoid. I believe it's a second one. I'm not 100% sure on this, but it
Who
looked
could
different.
say?
We may never
Yeah.
know.
So Vanessa manages to get a shot off into its chest and throws a grenade at it for good measure.
She like
Giant
sidearms
globs-
it too. She like skips the grenade like you would a rock for some
Yeah,
reason.
Yeah.
They're heavy.
Yeah.
Oh, and Joe, I don't know if you point this out. There's a lot of boom mic in this part of the
Yeah.
movie.
Oh God, so much.
Because there's a lot
okay.
of I guess zooming in away from people, and like when it's zooming out, a lot of times there's the boom, and I'm guessing somebody's off camera like up because it goes like
Yeah,
up,
yeah,
and then
yeah.
it keeps zooming out. It's there again.
They Joe Buckley the boom.
Yeah,
Correct.
I was gonna say, like, in the last scene coming up, you can just clearly see like all the crew in Courtney's sunglasses. The reporter.
Yeah.
yeah, and the
Oh,
guy
and
she
yeah. And by the way,
interviews.
sorry. What fucking reporter wears sunglasses during a report? I've
cool
never
one.
seen that in my
Yeah, I was
life.
gonna say a cool one.
Yeah.
Yo, this is hard boiled news. We're coming down here. This is coming straight to you from Mountain Dew. Bring it to the
Hasta la
news.
vista, news baby. Marxism.
Circle back later on that one. Anyway.
Yeah. We try that again later.
So can we
Okay,
kill the
that's fine.
Aquanoid? Can we get to it?
Yeah, the Aquanoid's dead. Giant globs of CGI blood fill the screen, and the day is finally saved.
Wait, what?
So,
Yeah.
there's like big CGI blobs of just blood.
No, but we skipped
after
a
the
bunch,
Aquanoid.
right?
Well, I said
No.
she throws the grenade at the Aquanoid, and they go pop, pop.
Oh, okay. I'm
Yeah.
just watching it back, and what Joe said in 3 seconds took, 3 minutes.
Hey, I'm quick. Hey, you were saying
It's
we
quick.
got a short in this episode.
Hey, ladies, it's Quick Joe Buckley.
Hey, yeah. Hey, 2-second buck here for you.
Oh!
Yeah. 2-point buck coming at ya.
Hey, you want to have a taste of Joe's screaming orgasms?
Yeah, calling the win.
Wait a minute. Hold on. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm watching this
Do that
back.
radio voice again, Joe. Call it to win.
Call
Do that
in the
one more time.
win. Oh, yeah.
So Jackson and
Yes.
Vanessa are together. Christina's some ways down the beach. There's a lot of this like waving to each other and smiling, and we're all good.
Yeah.
Then Christina gets attacked. Vanessa goes to save her, whatever, tosses the grenade. I was on the ground laughing. Okay. Christina tosses a grenade into the water. We see like a shot.
And she gets a piggyback ride.
Yeah, yes.
Yeah,
Vanessa
yeah,
is piggy.
yeah.
We cut to a shot of then Vanessa and Christina valiantly running down the beach, barely, with her on her back. And it's just so awkward. And then it blows up and they fall over.
Well, because I guess we're supposed to
And they're
assume
running into the
Christina
water. They are running into the
her
water.
ankle hurts too much to run, I guess. But it
Yeah.
does look like a celebratory lap.
So
Yeah.
It's
on
like,
her back.
in a matter of 10 seconds, a grenade is thrown. They're down the beach, explosions of fake meat chunks and shit and whatever. And then cut back to them. They're already celebrating. They were knocked
Yep.
over, but they're up and celebrating.
Yep.
It's wonderful.
So, in the middle of the celebration, suddenly the evil mayor is back to
Hold
try
on,
to finish
hold on.
off
I'm
our
sorry.
leads.
I'm watching this movie. I love this movie.
Okay.
I'm sorry. So after we see the shot of them celebrating, we then cut to a shot of Jackson like leaning over, holding his
right.
bloody guts, like I'm with you too.
Right.
We did it. We all
I'm
did
celebrating, but I'm celebrating from over here.
this. Yeah, because
He's
he's
been
trying.
fantasizing about this for 16 years.
He's trying
His
to
whole life has been about killing aquanoids.
He's trying to
It's
I mean,
Shady
it
Dobby
was-
time.
He's trying to establish I was a part of this too because he doesn't want to give away the $10,000.
Correct.
I was
Yeah.
sorry, it's my money. I did it.
Yep.
Ooh.
It's my grenade that was taped
Yes.
to my belt.
You already went to college. What do you need the money for? I need to drink.
Sorry,
there's
Joe.
no fucking way Jackson has 10 grand. He's not been employable for 16 years. Where's that
No.
money coming from?
Yeah. He slipped on some pee.
It's like
And he just got-
it's like a
he
the
got money
room
from that.
situation. He's got some
Oh,
old woman
yeah.
giving him
Selling
money.
jeans.
Yeah. Well, all those jean shorts.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, anyways,
So-
Christina and Vanessa are laying on the beach. They're having a good time because they just saved the
Yes.
day. Go, Joe.
Yeah. The evil mayor is back to try to finish off our leads.
Oh shit.
But unfortunately, he isn't able to hit two people with a sniper rifle.
Well, it's because he brought a sniper instead of a rifle. That's what happened. He brought us one of those snipers. And
It's got
those
like,
don't really do
the bendy or the curly straws. That's what
Yeah.
his barrel looks like.
The barrel.
Yeah.
The barrel.
It's not accurate at all.
snipers
fat
were
man
a
in the
good idea,
cartoon.
but they didn't sell.
I love
They
A
that.
weren't
fat man
accurate.
and a cartoon set on it.
But
Yep.
Joe is right. We see a shot of them laying on the beach, and then we cut to like a scope vision,
Yeah.
and it's right on like Vanessa or Christina, one of them, and then fires, and then it's so you know what? Maybe he's been taking the scope off so much that it's not
Right.
aligned.
Yeah,
Not
he's not used to
calibrated.
it.
Yeah, it's too far
He's had
away.
a long day.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
true. When his
So-
best friend just died, he's dealing with that.
Yeah, everything's
You know?
falling apart. Everything is falling apart in the last 10 minutes. He's not steady.
Comic book sales are surely going to go down now that
Yeah.
Noid is dead.
Yeah,
Definitely.
on the way there, he popped a Tic Tac and it reminded him of the corner. He's like, "Oh damn, I killed that guy."
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's trying to name his grandchild knowing that it's never going to matter. There's a lot going on.
Yeah,
So Bruce comes back from the dead to harpoon the mayor like some kind of orca. Courtney talks with the district attorney, who immediately goes into cover-up mode. So basically, they're on the beach, and like she's like, "Well, there's like 85 more people died. What do you make of this, district attorney?" And he's like, "Oh, well, the three leads, they're just completely unreliable. They were just babbling. They were making like
he said that.
sounds."
He said
Yeah.
the three
Yeah.
leads.
Yeah. And then Bruce is going to get prosecuted for the death of the mayor, so that's good for him. Everything's back to normal, but then we zoom in on this weird clay eraser head baby that's another Noid gestating.
Hold on.
In the water.
We see it's we got the underwater camera floating
Yeah,
around
yeah.
the seaweed. Shots we've seen a lot. And then there's like this like lantern
egg or something,
lantern-esque gelatinous, like egg, and it zooms inside as it likes to do, and you get this
Hey,
Yeah. We see Eraserhead.
hey, maybe that thing that she found in the earlier in the movie that she brings in, that Vanessa brings in and drops on the table, maybe that was an egg because it kind of looks like this thing too.
Oh, those might have been egg like shells. Yeah.
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 Now that I think about it, because it kind of looked like that thing.
Now
was like
this was
this-
a good movie.
It was metal,
Yeah, oh, I
and had
thought
some
so.
sort of like coloring to it. I
It
don't know.
all makes sense
Yeah.
now.
Yep.
All
Aquanoid.
right, and
All we
that
know is
is,
that the Aquanoids will return again.
Yeah, that is the end. ...
Well,
So
Okay.
anyway,
And here we
Okay.
go.
there it is, Aquanoids. All right,
Yeah.
everybody.
Jesus.
The first installment of the fight for Summer Fright on a scale of malevolent to benevolent. Joe, since this is Team Buckley, what do you give the movie?
Oh, I'm going benevolent. Yeah, when I subject you guys to a movie that I thought was malevolent, never.
Hold on, Joe. You've gotten praise for picking a good movie. You did pick a good movie. Having said that, what do you really think about this? Because you aren't rating your own movie, so it won't hurt it. You can say this is trash. So I am curious. You've been gone. You haven't been here in 3 episodes. Yeah. What are your actual thoughts on Aquanoids?
I thought it was a good effort for a $0 movie, because you can kind of tell they didn't have like cameras or like lighting or like red food coloring or like bras for the ladies. They didn't have any of those. That's why there were so many. Is that really
what it came down to, Joe? Because of what you just said, the credit you just gave this movie is credit we could give a lot of the movies we've watched that you've just destroyed and shat all over. So really,
it depends on if there's a charm to it.
And you thought there's a charm to Aquanoids?
Yeah, I thought so.
There has been a marked difference in Joe's ratings. I don't know if this was, I think it was after the Bad October Awards, because he got blasted pretty good. And I think there was like a string in a row where Joe went benevolent, like on stuff. So I think this is Joe realizing what the essence of the Malevolent movie's spirit is. Okay. So, Joe, I'm going to give you a little bit. I'm going to give you more praise, buddy.
Oh, okay.
All right, yeah.
It's good to have you back.
I've realized the error of my ways, and I would like to come back.
Yes. Joe's going to basically be like Deborah. We're going to like lobotomize his ass and just make wandering around. Oh yes. Oh, joke here, rating here.
Yeah. So I'd say I'd like to hear from Zach.
But we can all agree that Nick would probably love this movie, right?
I think so.
I would think so.
Without a doubt.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
He would hate the Aquanoid, but he'd love everything else.
Yes, 100%. So for me, these movies, the thing that sucks is we always rank these prior to talking about them, and after we talk about them, there is a small part of my heart that starts to appreciate the movie more. That being said, this movie is still gonna have to be malevolent for me. Not that I hate this movie, because I will probably show this movie to people I know, but that does not make it a good movie. I'll stick with Malevolent, even though it now has a place in my heart. The more we talk about it, the more that we talk about the weird mayor and phony soprano and everything. You know, it has a weird place in my heart. There was an attempt to do something interesting here. It just wasn't an attempt to do anything original, and that's what I think bothers me. Is so much of this is them trying to just like pay homage to something else that. Like, they could have went off the rails with this and made their very own weird thing, and they didn't. Yeah. They instead tried so hard to be a knockoff of Jaws, and, So I'm going to go Malevolent. Also, fun fact about Phony Soprano, he was also in another Noid movie. He was in a movie called Demonoids in 2007. Not related whatsoever.
We're going to have to watch that after the summer series.
He did play the devil.
I want to see
but Zach, I do believe that we added precedent in the winter series that you get one chance to re-edit your score or to put it in a new score after the review. Okay, but you can't sit there and think and stew on it. It's got to be right after this.
Sure.
Well, yeah. I mean, because
you truly feel
I think I was a little further in Malevolent than I am now, having talked about the movie. I'm still like right there on the other side. I could see the benevolence in it, but I am still Malevolent.
Yeah, it was it's the -5 points to 5 points. You wrote in Joe's ass stinks.
So, yes, correct.
Thank you.
Right.
Thank you.
Right.
Okay.
I'm
extra
joking.
points for Zach's movie. I don't care what it is for that. I got you.
Thanks, bud. Let's go to my partner in crime for the series, my co-camper. Let's go to Trevor.
Co-camper.
Oh boy, co-camper. Yeah, we're co-camper.
You guys are bunkmates.
Yes.
Yeah.
We both called top bunks,
man.
so here we are.
Oh yeah.
We're
many
gonna
bunk beds.
We're gonna test how strong those bunk beds are. Both of us big boys on the top.
Exactly.
So Aquanoids, I guess a little fun fact. We'll kind of take a peek backstage here. Aquanoids was actually something that Zach and I were looking at for our July pick.
Yes, it is.
So it's kind of nice to know that this was maybe not going to be the one for us. Because we got to the point where Zach sent me the IMDb link, and I said, "Yeah, all right, sure." and we got it for the Plex, and I didn't look at it since.
So wait, what is your what's your location?
Summer camp.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, yeah.
But this would have been for our July pick.
This is for our July pick, which
Yes.
is like we have a creature feature or something.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
The atmosphere changes.
Yep.
Yeah. So but
yeah, that Aquanoid
anyway.
stink showed up.
Yeah.
Everybody's nipples came out every time Aquanoid. That's the atmosphere. They're changing a party atmosphere.
Exactly.
I didn't hate this movie as much. I watched it again today, and watched my little chunk a couple of times. And kind of like what Zach said, whenever we get on here and we start actually talking about the movie and going through, I always tend to like it a little bit more. I gave this still a Malevolent, but just over. I think I gave it maybe -2 or maybe -3. Not completely. I truly didn't really enjoy a lot of this movie. I love the two old guys, and some of the editing is I didn't enjoy it, but it was fun and wacky. But it was of its time, and it's like, okay, this is dumb, but yeah, I'm having fun with it. But I still have to give it a Malevolent regardless, and yeah, I'm glad we didn't pick this one.
Same. Yeah.
So, Ryan, what do you think of Aquanoids?
You know what? I give it Benevolent. I got to go Benevolent. It's kind of a middle to top of the road of Benevolent for me. It lost a little luster with the guy, the goofy gumbo guy, and some of the stuff with the corner went into that not a movie anymore. Now we're just a sketch territory. But then, it warmed my heart enough times. I laughed a lot watching this movie. It wore out its welcome a little bit. Even though it's only an hour and 16, 18 minutes, something like that. It still felt a little
it's
long.
an hour and 12 minutes, including credits.
Yeah, if you believe it or not, it still felt a little long for me. It's one of those things that I started to get tired of it. I started to get tired of the feeling of it, and I wanted it to wrap up, even though I was enjoying it. I laughed a lot, and I love the two old guys, and it's the spirit of Malevolent movies. It was a summer movie. It felt like the summertime. Obviously, 4th of July. Attractive people to look at. I liked Vanessa. Thought she was very good looking.
I thought you were going to say you got a hard on for the Aquanoid.
Well, I didn't see the Aquanoid's ass. I'm an ass man. That's why I didn't see that. But I thought that when we were watching this, I was like, oh, this isn't a monster I could fuck. So maybe the next one. I was thinking that now that's become a fucking thing.
Gotta add it to the list.
Yep.
Sexy monster, guys. Come on, let's think about July. Think about me. Give me the sexy monster.
Okay.
All right, we'll think about it.
It's a monster just made of tits. It's mommy's milky.
Mommy milk. Joey want milk.
I hate when you call yourself Joey. I fucking hate it.
Yeah.
It's so gross.
Because Joe's picturing himself like a little Joey kangaroo crawling into his
big old
mother's
pouch.
gut. Yeah. Mommy's milky.
Right into her belly button.
He's hanging from that.
That was a thing from a cool internet show.
Yeah, I bet.
Anyway, it's a Benevolent. I don't have a ton to say about it. It's goofy, it's funny, it's stupid, it's not good.
Yeah.
But in the right time frame, the right group of friends, the right mental frame, you're gonna have a fun time and laugh, and then you'll probably never watch it again. So definitely Benevolent for me. Well done, Joe.
Oh, thank you.
Good pick.
Okay. I'll try to keep it up.
Tyler?
Yeah. Loved it. I really loved it. Cause I feel like I've been aware of Aquanoids for years. I don't know if I saw it at the video store years ago, or if I just know that it's like a historically bad movie or something. But so I wasn't super pumped to watch it. But I fell in love with it, once we got through the introduction, the fucking 87 shit, and we got to, our fucking clowns. Then I fell in love with it. And there's so many benefits to it. One, it's short. any scene or character you don't like, don't worry, they're not on there very long. It's going to keep moving. It's going to keep moving. It surprises you with the baby Aquanoid, with the sex on the sink. You know, it just keeps punching you with stuff. Sometimes it's even just the editing is just so abrupt and bizarre, like that ending where the grenade explosion, you know, on our back, and then we're celebrating. Like, it's just, it was exciting in a lot of ways. Now, I think for me, Sickness House is top tier because Sickness House has that level of shit like this, but also it is just bad. Like, because you guys know I crave the stank, and I like to run my finger through it and sniff it. And like this is like Joe said, there's too much charm in this for me to really, really love it because it's just goofy, it's weird, it's fun, and it's dumb. It's like it's like the blockbuster action movie of the summer equivalent to just, I want to go somewhere and turn my mind off. This is the Godzilla versus Kong of bad indie horror films. And for me, like, that's not the
Monster
apex.
versus ape.
Yeah. So I give some really high benevolent, but it's not like supreme prime benevolent. But I loved it. I had a great time. I appreciate Joe for picking it. You know, it was good fun.
It was a good kickoff. It's a good kickoff to the next 9 movies. This is a 9-movie series. So
it's a great return for Joe.
Yeah,
that's good.
Absolutely. A little bit
we
of
got the
redemption
Milky's
story
bit out of it. We got the Milky's bit, and that's funny.
Well, it's like Shawshank. Like, I will crawl my way out of the feces and just
will crawl.
I'll crawl my way out of the poopy tube. Yeah. He has to dig through the turlet. He has to dig his hand through the turlet to get out of prison. I remember that.
You've been watching, Joe, have you been watching All in the Family? Because that's how Archie Bunker says turlet.
No, I don't watch old sitcoms.
He's a turlet.
Yeah.
Nope.
Well, I'm just saying it's a very famous bit from this show.
Okay, that's fine. Yeah.
Just wondering where you got it.
We have our first entry into the June Summer Slam of the Fight for Summer Fright. 3 months, 3 events, 3 teams, 9 films. Holy shit.
1 pay-per-view.
1 channel.
I would love it if people paid more than once, but fine.
Okay.
Since they're going to be getting, goddamn, if we're going to do more 3-hour episodes.
18 hours.
It's going to be a lot.
Easy.
Yeah.
Easy.
A lot of sleazy content for you.
Well, gosh darn it. Guys, team or camp 2 hands.
Camp 2 hands.
Camp 2 hands?
Camp 2 hands. What is your pick for the June Summer
Slam?
Slam?
We're getting the next movie. Yeah.
Oh man. Well, let's run down our
your criteria
parameters. Yes, thank you. Please. What were they again? I know our setting obviously was summer camp. What were our parameters, Zach? Do you remember?
It was like the years where it couldn't be. Hold on, I've got them here.
I think it's the 2010s and 2020s. So basically, 2010 to now.
Yeah, which is perfectly fine for us. And I feel like there was something else in there, wasn't there? Let me see. I've got them on a notepad here on my desktop.
No, that's it.
Oh, no, that is it. Yeah, you're right.
It's just got to be a summer movie, and you're looking for those summer tropes.
Summer camp. Yeah. Yep.
So, I'm going to send you a couple of pictures here in our Slenderman Club group, including the poster. So we're going to be watching 1988's Cheerleader Camp.
Oh, all right.
For our pick here.
Yeah.
Very famous.
I grew up on that one, so yeah, I'm excited.
Yeah.
I've never seen this one. I'm very excited.
Yeah, it's that late in the game. The slasher movie era was starting to come to a close, but there are still people out there trying to get their money and trying to make a buck. And Cheerleader Camp is one of that, 1988 slasher, real late in the game at that point. But yeah, the USA Network classic.
Joe, your eyes are moving. They're darting around.
I'm looking at people.
Okay.
Yeah.
It looked like you had something to say.
Yeah. Well, I was gonna say I even saw Cheerleader Camp back in my Anchor Bay days.
Oh well.
Yeah. I'm in the know.
Did you like it? From what you remember?
I remember thinking it wasn't very good.
Years. Yeah. I've watched since I was a kid, but
I remember not really liking it. But that was probably a decade ago.
Discussion.
Okay.
That great
I don't like
poster.
it.
That poster is legendary, so you're getting points on the poster.
3 hours. Woohoo!
We gotta start talking faster.
That's because
yeah. Mommy's milk is.